Broken mirror and a blown out speaker, and I ain't got much else to lose. I'm fading.
We're not shooting the ball well. We're not defending well. You know, we turned the ball over to start the game way too much. Got the turnovers a little bit under control. Thought we moved the ball better tonight than we had with our 13 assists on the 17 made field goals. But, I mean, you just go up and down, the 2 for 9, 3 for 10, 1 for 5, 0 for 5. Got to make shots, and certainly, defending becomes a problem. We were up on the glass at one point, rebounding the ball, and then, the second half, the rebounding was heavily, tilted towards Ole Miss.
Well, that was atrocious. Hopefully they will see better days in the last 12 SEC games. 6 down, 12 to go. Westmore, Christian Weaver, glad you're with us. Not sure if it's an acre-free zone or not. Have you heard?
We'll figure out.
Should I pot him up just in case? You think he's...
I think he'll let us know if we're there.
Okay. All right, coming up on the show today, Devo Davis at 10:30. I'm kind of anxious to hear from Devo. It was a rough game for Devo. Maybe I don't know, he may say it, but it may have been the worst I've seen Devo play. Did not play a lot, got benched, didn't play in the second half. Offensively, he didn't do it. I think he took one shot, missed a shot. It was defensively. That's why Musselman got frustrated with him. There were several times he was trailing the guy he was defending, running around screens instead of fighting through screens, layups, and gave up a dunk one time. It was a rough performance for Devo. And so Devo didn't play in the second half.
Well, it was a rough performance from about everyone that saw the court.
Yeah.
Not many bright spots to glean from that game.
No, there wasn't. And you look at the stats, and that's what we talked about last night on the Gwatney Automotive postgame show, Josh Neighbors and me. Defensively, they were bad. Ole Miss shot a high percentage from the field. Offensively, they were bad. A lot of turnovers. Gosh, it was so ugly to start the game. And one of the keys for this team, they need to get off to a good start. And you look up at the under-16 timeout, and Arkansas was trailing 12-4. Ole Miss hit their first 4 shots from the field, couple of threes, hit both their free throws, and all of a sudden it's 12-4, and you just blinked. And then Arkansas started turning the ball over. They had 8 turnovers after 9 minutes.
Yeah, honestly, at that point, they were lucky it was as close as it was. I think it was 21-9.
You're exactly right. I wrote it down.
It should have been worse.
They were down 12 at that time, and that was at the under 12 timeout. It got a little worse. They trailed 28-14, and then Arkansas made their one run of the game. They had their one shining moment. If you're looking for a bright spot, that was it. Blocker came in, had 3 assists, was creating for others. He actually, during that spurt, got his 3 assists and led the team in assists. And I thought Caleb Battle played well during that spurt. He had an assist for an easy basket, and then he drove to the basket and got the old-fashioned three-point play, and it was Arkansas within 6 at the under 4 timeout. And at that time, I was like, okay, they've kind of overcome the home court advantage for Ole Miss. Man, what a great student section. Those guys were loud. You could tell just watching on TV, and the commentators, Jimmy Dykes, went on and on about how great the student section was. And I thought, okay, they got a chance now. They're down 6, under 4, close this half well, and you're in the ball game. It's one of those, God, how bad are they playing? And you look up, okay, they're within 6. Maybe they can put something special together tonight. And then Ole Miss finished the last 4 minutes. Actually, it was less than that. 2 minutes and 58 seconds on a 6-0 run, and they take the lead. Arkansas scored a couple right before the end of the half, but they led by 12 at the half. So they took it from 6 to 12 at half. And even then, it could have been worse. And it's just like you said, Christian, it could have been worse at that point. But second half was just a disaster. You lose Trevin Brazile. He didn't play in the second half. Devo didn't play in the second half. Tremont Mark, of course, didn't play the entire game. And you lose Battle. Caleb Battle went down, rolled his ankle, it looked like, on TV, and he missed a large chunk of the second half. You take out 4 guys like that, you're in trouble. And I said this earlier, and I said it last night. I don't know what you expected, but as soon as you heard Tremont Mark was out, you should have known this isn't going to be pretty. When you take off the best player, your MVP, your leading scorer on a struggling team, this is what you get. That is the recipe. And then you throw in the other injuries and the other things that happen throughout the game, and you get a 77-51 blowout loss that was disgusting. It looked bad, and the score, 26 points, that looks bad. It was that bad. Sometimes you get some of those games. Yeah, it really could have, because sometimes you get these games where teams just get red hot and just it makes the score look worse. This wasn't one of those cases. Ole Miss just totally dominated the game offensively and defensively. And, hey, give credit to Ole Miss and Chris Beard. They have a nice team. They may be an NCAA tournament team. They are undefeated at home. I like their pieces. Man, those big guys, for 7-footers, they're a little bit more athletic than I was expecting. And when when Joe Klein told us that, they don't score a lot typically against other teams, I wasn't expecting much from their guys, but they were a little better than I thought. Now, part of it is because of it's becoming a glaring weakness. Yeah. Arkansas, size-wise. They're getting overwhelmed by SEC teams in their size. And this is a year, and it's kind of strange, Christian, because, college basketball itself had kind of gone away from the big man. Maybe it's the NBA and the no
guard
need.
Focused.
Yes,
yeah.
You don't need a big man, right? And especially in the NBA.
A traditional one, yeah.
And college basketball had gone that way, and you hadn't seen a lot of big guys dominating. And the SEC this year, there are a lot of big guys. You start looking around at the other SEC teams, there are big guys. They have 5s and 4s.
Yeah.
They do. And Arkansas this year doesn't. And it's a glaring weakness, and it's hurting this team right now.
Yeah, it's like after that Duke loss a few years ago, we went out and we got some bigs to play. And then this year, I think the focus was shooting, and we tried to go out and get a bunch of shooters, and obviously that hasn't worked out.
The failure to get a couple of big guys in the portal this year is really showing its ugly head. You went out and tried to get, Hunter Dickinson?
Yeah, I think they put a lot of eggs in that basket.
And also
and Ron Holland.
Well, Ron Holland, and then the guy who went to Alabama.
Grant Nelson.
Grant Nelson.
All
those
guys that definitely would have helped this team.
No doubt. And they went 0 for 3 in those 3 guys, and I think now you're seeing that was a major failure for this team not to get one of those guys. I remember and I even said it on the show, when Grant Nelson went to Alabama, I was like, well, they've got Trevin Brazile.
Yeah,
I think they'll be
sort
okay.
Of similar.
I would love to have Grant Nelson right now.
Me too.
Yeah. Brazile, when he was in there in the first half,
it looked like he was rebounding a little better.
He attacked the glass. He got an offensive rebound.
Yeah.
And on defensively, he was getting some defensive rebounds in the first half, and they really missed that in the second half. They were out-rebounded tremendously in the second half.
What was the stat that I think it was Mitchell and Graham didn't have a defensive rebound or something?
The 5, whoever was playing the 5 at the time had 0 defensive rebounds.
That's unacceptable.
Whether it's Graham, whether it was Mitchell, whether it was Lawson. They played everybody last night. They did. They literally played everybody on scholarship last night. Bay Fall got in there.
Do you think
couldn't get anything going defensively, rebounding?
Do you think it was a combination of, well, these guys aren't playing well, and also is like, let's just see what these guys have since this season is looking pretty bleak?
As far as who? Which one? Give me specifically.
Well, like Bay Fall playing.
Yeah, they were down 27 points. It was
when
at
did
that
he get
point.
in?
At the end. I think he played like the last 3 minutes, whatever his total was. Yeah. Honestly, at that point, I'd kind of lost interest.
You stopped paying attention.
Yeah. And two, I was doing my sportscast at the very end. I had my phone out there trying to watch, but it's kind of hard to do the sportscast and watch on your phone. But
I think Devo not playing in the second half is a combination of he didn't play well, and also it's like, we're not going to win this game. Let's just see what these other guys got.
I don't think so. I think it was more. It wasn't a combination. I think he wasn't playing well, and Coach Musselman sent him a message that you got to give effort. I don't care if you're a senior. I don't care what you've done in the past. He's a leader of this team, and when you go out there and defensively give up what he gave up, that sends a message to the rest of the team. And I think Coach Musselman was saying, no, if you can't give more effort than that, you're not going to play. I don't know. Devo's coming up at the bottom of the hour. I want to find out, get his thoughts on last night. I don't want to bury the kid. Who knows what he's up against? I don't know. Is he sick? Coach, they did say it was not an injury-related reason, that it was a coach's decision. And Coach Musselman said, no, it was my decision for him not to play anymore. We're going to take some phone calls, 661-1037, 661-1037.
Question of the day. What's worse, being stuck in an airport due to flight delays, due to like Justin Acree, or talking about Arkansas basketball's awful loss to Ole Miss like us two?
I was joking when I put that out there. I didn't know you were really going to do
question.
it. I would say I would much rather be doing this show. I'd much rather be talking about last night's miserable loss than be stuck in the airport. It's so frustrating. And look, he's traveling for business and trying to get back home, which does make it worse. When you're trying to get back home, that's a terrible feeling. But most of the time when I travel, it's for vacation. And that's terrible. When you're trying to get somewhere and you're stuck in the airport and you're like, this is costing me a day of having fun because I'm sitting at the airport and my travel time is taking even longer. Or you're trying to get home and you're worn out from a long vacation and all you want to do is get home and unpack and sit on your couch and relax. That's miserable. So I would much rather be talking about last night because the way I look at it, it is what it is. There's no sugarcoating it. It was disgusting what I saw last night, but I understand what we saw last night. And it's what I said. When you take out your best player on a team that's struggling, you're going to get that. And then throw on top of it, no Brazil in the second half. Devo played bad, was benched. He's not out there. You think about it, that's roughly 75 minutes of guard play right there that you lost out on. Mark played all 40 minutes.
And Tramon Mark is probably 33% of your point production.
Oh, yeah. I think you're close to it. And then you throw in the Brazil injury, Caleb. That's what you saw last night. A team that was playing bad, that was depleted roster-wise from some of their better players.
Look, going into the game when we were talking about it yesterday, everyone thought that Tramon Mark was playing, and we still thought it was a tall task.
Yes.
When he went out, it's a gigantic task.
No, what was the line at one point yesterday? 6, I think it was.
Something like that.
Yeah, I was like,
Ole Miss is going to cover.
If Arkansas covers, I'm happy. It's almost like a moral victory, that they hung in there on the road and made it a competitive game. That's what I was hoping to see. And I did not know about the news of Tramon Mark. I wasn't on Twitter right before the game started, and I get the game on, and for some reason on my stream, it finally popped up on my stream, and it was 7-2. And I'm like, another slow start. So I had to go back and look at the play log and see what happened. And then all of a sudden they say, well, this is no Tramon Mark. This is another slow start, but no Tramon Mark for Arkansas due to migraines. I'm like, what? Where'd this come from? So I had to get on Twitter, look back at some of the – and so anyway, I was like, gosh, I wish I'd have been on Twitter and saw right away Tramon Mark was out. I would have – I don't know what the line went up to last night. I'd have hammered it.
Yeah.
I would have. I don't bet big, but last night would have been one of those where I would have bet big.
Well, you're probably not going to get much in return, but it's a sure bet. You know that you're going to win it.
No, I'll give up those 8. All right, let's take some phone calls. Starting out, I was surprised we didn't hear from him last night. Here's JW. JW, welcome into the zone.
Hey, guys. I tried to get in, but I just couldn't ever get in. It was busy. Hey, I want to take a stab at this, and I want to bring up something Trey Biddy said, and it's going to kind of be with the football team, with this basketball team, that from the fan side is what we're tired of hearing and seeing. We kept hearing during football season we have great practices, then come out and lay an egg. I don't think hearing great practices during the week and coming out and being this way is really helping your case at all. People are not listening to that. We're done with that. We're to the stage now in sports. We want action. We want something back. And my question is this. So Pinion, and this is not opinion thing like we usually do, but I'm going to use him for an example. So losing Devo in them, Pinion comes in. They had not scored for 2 minutes and 43 seconds. 0 scoring. Pinion comes in and hits a 3. They go to timeout. They take Pinion out. I don't understand why. He was the second leading scorer with 22 minutes. He had 2 forced turnovers, 1 block, 2 assists. I don't understand when, like Pat Bradley, what if he missed his first shot, or maybe he makes his first shot? How do you let a kid, when you need a shooter to hit a 3, how do you let this kid play and take him out in pivotal times? Like he would score, then they would take him out and put somebody else in that couldn't score. All I'm saying is I don't understand the rotation of flipping these players. And what Trey Biddy said was genius. He said this: it's kind of like you're trying to appease all these running backs, and you can't get in no rhythm, and you're playing 4 running backs because you want to keep everybody happy. And then you don't really have a successful running game because everyone's different. There's no rhythm, no rhyme, no nothing. Why is it that we can't – it's the same principle in this game. I don't understand when some players are doing good, he pulls them out. I don't know. And Jimmy Dykes, my question is, I'm going to hang up. Does Jimmy Dykes hate Arkansas? What he said last night was pathetic. He said, I think it was Battle that went down with an ankle injury. And he was like, surely his players, with Mark out and deep, are these players quitting on him? Did y'all hear that? I don't know what it is.
I did not hear that.
But it's like trying to pull teeth out, him saying anything nice.
I don't think
I'll hang up and listen, guys.
Thanks.
I don't think he hates Arkansas. I think he goes above and beyond to prove that he's not an Arkansas homer, though.
I agree. I can't understand the rotation, or I can't explain it.
No one understands the rotations. He doesn't give guys long enough leash to, work through mistakes or anything. He just pulls them when they make a mistake.
I think he is frustrated like everybody else.
He's grasping at straws with the rotation.
And he's, seen stuff in practice, and he then and they coach and they try to correct it in practice. And then they go to a game, and that player, whoever it may be, does something that they've been working on in practice and trying to correct, and then he does it in a game, and throws his hands up in the arm, get him out, give me somebody else. I truly think that's part of it.
Yeah, not everybody can be Vinnie Johnson or Will Williams and just come off the bench and be amazing.
Yeah.
It's like you got to give guys some time to work into a rhythm.
It's slack. Give him a little rope. I did think Pinion played well last night. He took advantage of his opportunities. He knocked down his shot well, and there's no questioning his hustle, his desire. He's going to give you everything he's got. And I think he took advantage of his minutes. I thought last night was a better game for Pinion because they kind of ran it off. They moved the ball, and they tried to attack, and you had guys attacking that would pass the ball and look for an open guy. Sometimes Mark's game is one-on-one, take you to the basket, and finish. Mark's not there, so you had other guys in there, and all you have to do, 17 made baskets, which is terrible for a game.
Bad.
But they had 13 assists, I believe.
Yeah, it was 13 of 17. How many turnovers did they have, though?
A bunch. Well, it got better. They had 10 at the first half, and I think they ended up with 14. So they were on pace for something just stupid, like 30-something turnovers. But they cleaned that up and got a little bit better. But I do question the stats guy from last night. There was one time I would watch the game on my ESPN3, and on my other computer screen I've got this stat broadcast where it's showing the play, and it's a stat broadcast like 20 seconds ahead. And I saw this L's basket assist Pinion, and I'm like, heck yeah, there you go, Joe. Wait, you're creating for others. They were passing the ball around the outside, and Pinion was on the left wing and passed it to Ellis. Ellis takes a dribble, goes inside, does a spin move, another dribble, goes up for a layup.
It's like, yeah, that's
not an assist.
An assist is like 2 dribbles, I think.
An assist to me leads to somebody getting a basket. Now, I'm okay with you're at the top and the guy runs off of the screen. You hit him on the wing, great pass. He goes up and shoots it. I do think that's an assist.
Yeah.
Because you throw a bad pass and he's got to reach for it, and then he's not there to take the shot, and the guy closes on him. You got to have a good pass.
An assist is like pornography. You know it when you see it. You know what it is.
I've never heard that. That is good. Okay. You threw me for a loop. But anyway, I thought the stat guy last night may have been a little helpful.
Utah Jazz-ish.
Yeah.
He's giving some assists.
So I
like
don't know if
John
it was all 13 assists on 17 baskets. I don't know how true that was last night. But anyway, back to Joseph. I thought he made the best out of his minutes in last night's game, and the way they passed it around and found him a couple times open for a three. That's what he needs. That's the kind of offense he needs. And look, I think he plays with heart and hustle, and a game like last night, you needed to see some heart and hustle out of the team. We got to take a break because we're good, right?
Supposedly.
Devo says he's going to come in and play or come in and talk to us.
That's the word.
Okay, well, I'm excited to hear from Devo, and we'll get his thoughts on what he saw last night. Why are we playing this?
You mentioned one shining moment earlier, so we're not going to get one this year. So
does anybody believe they're going to the NCAA tournament now?
So. Well, you were one of the lone holdouts that were holding out hope.
I had a couple last night on the Gwatney Automotive postgame show say, "Don't give up hope. They still got a chance."
Curious
I'm
to see.
I don't know now. I'm starting to. That thread is, it's unwinding. There's like that one piece of thread.
I'm curious to see what Chris Alley thinks. He's been on your side.
Chris wrote in last night. He gave up. Yep, Chris gave up. All right, Devo's coming up next. Stick around. You're in the zone.
NFL legend Dan Hampton joins Morning Mayhem each week for a little football talk, courtesy of Metro Towing and Recovery and Central Termite and Pest Control.
I got nervous.
This is Sports Center.
It's getting late early for Arkansas basketball this season. They lost again last night, 77-51 to Ole Miss this time. Arkansas is now 10-9 overall. They are 1-5 in the SEC. Tremont Mark missed the game last night due to migraine headaches he was suffering all week. Trevon Brazile left the game early with a knee injury, and Devo Davis only played 8 minutes of the contest. Arkansas was out-rebounded by 15. They also lost in the fast break and second chance points categories. The Razorbacks are back at home on Saturday at 5 o'clock when they take on the Kentucky Wildcats. You can catch it right here on 103.7 The Buzz. I'm Josh Neighbors for The Buzz Radio Network.
It's a new year, and the new you deserves a new ride. From Gwatney Buick GMC, it's tax time. You worked hard all year, you paid in. Now, you need to get paid. Because at Gwatney Buick GMC, your refund is going farther than ever before. Call 501-945-4444. Combining current offers, purchase allowances, and cash back with your refund makes it the best time to trade before tax season is over. Stack your tax refund on up to $6,000 purchase allowance on 2023 and 24 GMC Sierra 1500s, equipped with the 5.3 V8. Requires eligible trade. Winter is here. Choose from a lot full of four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive vehicles. You will be approved. So make your New Year's resolution to upgrade your trade at Gwatney Buick GMC, next to Sam's Club. Call 501-945-4444. 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. See dealer for details.
Tune in every Monday night at 7 during basketball season for the Eric Musselman Show. Coach will break down gameplay and strategy. Brought to you by Genesis of Conway, Arkansas's only Genesis dealership. The all-new Genesis of Conway, now open at 1075 Collier Drive.
This is Pat Bradley for Brewskis. Get your weekend started with Friday extended happy hour drink specials. The downtown location has 2 floors of fun with karaoke in the bar and J.J. Wilson, the DJ, playing an open format DJ set with something for everyone down in the basement. North Little Rock location gets karaoke party going 9 p.m. every Friday. Brewskis, your home for lunch, happy hour, and late night. 2 locations, downtown Little Rock and the new location in Lakewood Village, North Little Rock. Find us online, brewskispubandgrub.com.
Southern Bank presents Family Feud on 103.7 The Buzz. Tune in to Morning Mayhem on Tuesday mornings for your chance to play with Justin Moore, David, and Roger. Family Feud on Morning Mayhem brought to you by Southern Bank. Bankwithsouthern.com.
You never know what's going to happen in the zone.
It's a big week and the Tide are going down. Are you ready, Eddie, or not? Let's freaking go!
Well, he's not the brightest tool in the shed. Or the sharpest.
Let's see what the guys are up to today.
She touched by me in painted on jeans.
Back in the zone, waiting on Devo Davis. We'll get him in here in just a few minutes, thanks to our friends at Gwatney Chevrolet. Let me tell you about Gwatney Chevrolet. A lot of great things going on right now. We had James on yesterday. Great deals on the Equinox, $23,999. Good deals on Suburbans. You want one of those big Suburbans or Tahoes? They've got deals on those right now. No payments for 90 days. You can skip that payment for 3 months. That would be fantastic. Great selection out there. Go to the website, GwatneyChevrolet.com. Take a look at all the inventory. See all the deals that I'm talking about. And then head to the Gregory Street exit in Jacksonville. You think about it right now. They had all the snow. That probably slowed down some sales. Now you got all this rain. Those guys are ready to deal. The rain's supposed to quit here here pretty soon. And we're going to get a little break. Weekend looks okay. I think it may be a great time to go get a good deal at Gwatney Chevrolet. They're going to be doing whatever it takes to sell some vehicles this weekend. So take advantage of the situation. Head out to the Gregory Street exit in Jacksonville and see our friends at Gwatney Chevrolet. Let's take a phone call while we're waiting on Devo. LC joins us. LC, welcome to the zone. LC is gone, so phone lines are open at 661-1037. Sorry about that, LC. Probably thought Devo was coming up and decided to call back later. Got Brian Edwards. He's changed. Christian, he's going to join us at 11:10 after the red-white report. He needed to move up, and so we're going to talk about the NFC, AFC championship games, and maybe a little college basketball with Brian. He came out with his line for Arkansas, Kentucky. What would you put the line? Arkansas, Kentucky, Saturday.
Arkansas's at home. Not that that necessarily means anything. Kentucky 8.
Brian said Kentucky 7. Good job. I'm like, is that with Tremont Mark or without Tremont Mark? That's got to be with.
Has to be.
Yeah.
It's going to balloon above 10 without him.
Yeah, it probably will. And remind me, I want to ask him how much the line moved once the news of Tremont Mark being out last night, what that did to the line. Because you could see something very similar Saturday if that's the case. Coach Musselman said that he wasn't sure about Tremont Mark. Basically, he hadn't practiced since the last game, that these migraines started popping up, and he hasn't been able to practice, so it wasn't something that, that they caught him off guard. They knew that there was a chance he wouldn't play. Same thing with Brazil and his injury. Brazil had been limited in practice because of soreness in his knee and tried to give it a go, played the first half, and then at halftime, I don't know if it's, just sitting around, if it got stiff on him or what, but couldn't go in the second half, so no Tremont Mark. Last night, once again, a lot of players got into the game. Here's Coach Musselman on the big rotation.
Yeah, everybody's getting an opportunity. Like I said, point guard play, turnovers, shooters are struggling shooting the ball. At the center spot, we had 0 defensive rebounds. So there's a lot of areas. It's not one particular player. It's not one particular position. It's across the board. We're getting outplayed at every position right now.
I thought during the press conference, I was hoping maybe that we would get a how did you feel about the execution of your team? And Muss would be, I'm all for it.
I'm in favor of it.
Yeah.
Turnovers last night, points off turnovers. Ole Miss won that battle 22-4. Second chance points. Ole Miss won that 17-11.
It's close.
Respectable. But rebounding, 43-28. That was the total rebound number.
How good of a rebound, you would think with the big men that Ole Miss has, that they're a good rebounding team. But I'd heard they weren't amazing.
Well, what I saw, they were.
Well, it was against Arkansas.
Yeah. As far as shooting percentages, as what Muss just said, didn't shoot the ball well. 33% from the field. That's so bad. You got to be up in the 40s. But yeah. 33%. And it wasn't like they were jacking up a lot of threes. Now, they took some later when the game was kind of in that 20 range, hoping to catch fire and to jump back into it. Shot 22% from the three-point line, 66% from the free throw line, although they were shooting their free throws really well for a while. And then Graham missed a couple. Bayfall came in and missed a bunch. In fact, I think that was most of their misses right there from those two guys, the big guys. You had Caleb Battle. I think he was 6 of 7 from the free throw line. But as a team, besides those two guys, they shot pretty well. Ole Miss, 47% from the field. But when you shoot a bunch of layups and hitting a bunch of dunks, your shooting percentage tends to go up. They shot 37% from the three-point line. That's what you'll take that every single night, and 80% from the free throw line. Every single area. They were hammered last night. I don't care what category you look at. It was hard to find a bright spot for Arkansas. And injuries, like I said, that was a big part of it. Here's Coach Muss on Tremont Mark.
Yeah, no, T. Mark hasn't practiced, didn't practice Monday or Tuesday. Obviously has a migraine. I'm not a doctor. He's got a migraine. So that is what it is. And then, with Brazil, his knees had soreness, since Monday's live practice, and just wasn't able to go in the second half.
There was a point last night. I'm like, how crazy is this? There's no Tremont Mark. Brazil gets a knee thing and doesn't play in the second half. You had Blocker that went out, got hit in the face or something. There was some contact. He went out with an injury. Mitchell went out with an injury. He got slapped across the face and across the nose. He had to leave. And then you had Caleb Battle that twisted an ankle, collided. I couldn't really tell in the replay. It looked like maybe he hit knees, but then they said later it was a twisted ankle. But it was
like the body bag game.
It was walking wounded. I mean, the injuries all over the place. I'm like, if it wasn't bad enough as it was, injury to insult, that's what you had last night. They were dropping like flies.
I pulled up some rebounding numbers. Ole Miss grabs 34.8 rebounds per game. Their opponents grab 37.1, so they're negative 2.3 rebounding.
That's hard to imagine with the 7-footers. Yeah, and the way they hit the glass last night, that they would be out rebounded on average, game in and game out.
Arkansas averages 32.6 rebounds per game and have a 0.4 negative rebounding per game. So it's pretty
and
bad.
that's taking into account the non-conference games where they won the rebounding battle. I bet the SEC numbers are disgusting. Yeah, now that I pulled up just the SEC stats not too long ago, and it wasn't pretty. They were it's what you expect out of a team that's 1-5 right now. All right, I think we do. Let's go to it.
The Zone is joined by Razorback guard and fan favorite Devo Davis.
Davis going right to the rack. Pretty finish with his left hand.
Devo grew up in Jacksonville, so it only makes sense that he's brought to you by Gwatney Chevrolet. Gwatney Chevrolet is the gold standard for car shopping experience, and Devo Davis sets the gold standard for basketball play.
It's Davis for the lead. Timeout, 2.9, Arkansas by 2. What a shot!
Visit GwatneyChevrolet.com to see all the great deals. Now, let's hit the hardwood with Devo Davis.
Big thanks to Devo Davis joining us on a night like tonight, or a day like today after a night like last night. Devo, it says a lot to me about your character, and I appreciate you coming in. And it would have been easy for you to say, hey, I can't make it today, I got something. But for you to man up and be on the show, thank you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No problem. Always.
What'd you see last night? What happened last night?
Man, just function. Things we have to fix to become a better basketball team,
We were looking at some of the numbers, and Coach Moss even said it after the game. It's not one problem. It's a bunch of problems. It's rebounding, it's defense, it's the offense, the passing. There are a lot of issues. What do you think? What's the first thing you got to fix to turn this around?
I think just being able to play together within each other and being able to communicate on both ends of the ball. I mean, that's something that we struggle with. And, I mean, it starts with the small things, and I think we have to be able to fix the small things to be able to try to win some games and conquer our problems.
You know, we've been told all year, and Coach Musselman said it. I think you've even told us that chemistry-wise on the team, off the court, you guys are good. But there are times on the court it doesn't look like there's chemistry. Where does that get lost between off the court and on the court?
And that's something we were trying to figure out. And we practice well together and things like that as well. And we just gotta find our mojo when it comes to game time. Man, it's hard. It's hard playing in the SEC, and a lot of these guys haven't been able to play in the SEC or to that caliber previous years. So just trying to figure things out.
Was last night rock bottom?
Yeah, that's well. I mean, you look at the Auburn game, things like games like that, and I mean, you look at games like last night. Those two are really tough games, especially knowing that we from a competitive standpoint know we're able to stand as a team and be able to hold ourselves accountable and things like that. But I think it's just us got to be able to connect better so that it can help our chemistry on the court when it comes to game time.
How are you holding up? Because you've won a lot at Arkansas, you won a lot at high school. This is new to you. How are you doing?
Yeah, like you said, I've been winning, and that's fine. You know, you have to. You're gonna have highs, you're gonna have lows, and yes, this is a first for me. Within the span of the way things are weighing out, but for me, I just wanted to try to continue to get better as an individual and as a team. I know it's possible. I like you say, I've been seeing it happen before. Been in college 4 years now, and so I know what it takes. And just being able to try to focus on the small detailed things and try to continue to get better.
Was last night a low for you? A low of all lows?
Yeah, probably so. Especially since being in college, it was tough. Especially knowing that last year we went into Ole Miss and we, or no, not last year, the year before, previous year before last, we went into Ole Miss and won, and I know it was possible. You know, so just knowing that like we as a team going to these away games and also playing at home, we just gotta play more effort. Try to pull some of these games out. The few we have left in SEC play.
Yeah, I saw Arkansas had won their last 2 games in Oxford. They had beaten Ole Miss 9 out of the last 11 times, but yet last night was the largest margin of victory Ole Miss has ever beaten Arkansas, ever. And it was just kind of startling to me.
Yeah, and not only for you guys, for a lot of us, and it is tough. Like I've been saying, and hopefully we can be able to try to knock some of these guys off that we are at the face, knowing that it's going to be tough, and we know we got a chip on our shoulders still. You know, just being able to play for Arkansas is a blessing, but also we have to just try to continue to build.
Not having Tremont Martin. I mean, you know, from the outside looking in, it's pretty easy to say. You know, your leading scorer, arguably the MVP of the team, is out. It's going to be tough. What was it like not having him, and how did that affect the game?
Yeah, he hasn't practiced all week, and so we knew he wasn't going to play, so there wasn't a problem there. We just, with the guys that's on the court, probably looking at it a different way. You know, when it comes to having him and being able to help us on the offensive end and also on the defensive end, we know he could have helped. But the way we lost isn't acceptable, really.
What was it like for you to watch the second half on the bench and not be able to help your team?
Me, myself, I just tried to do whatever I could to try to help them. If it was giving the guys water, or giving the guys towels, communicating with them. I try to do my best, knowing I went in the game. So I'm doing it for them and for me. And we know, shoot, we got a huge game coming up Saturday, so we got to prepare for that.
Is that going to be a burn it and throw it in the trash film, or you think you guys are going to have to sit down and watch that one?
Probably gonna watch it. We didn't watch all the films since starting SEC play. Watch all games. So maybe sit down. Maybe that is the best choice and figure things out.
Are you good? Are you good? Okay, physically, health wise?
Yes, sir. I am for sure.
It was just a bad night. Just a bad night for you. How would you describe what happened? What you did last night?
Yeah, I mean, they just the coaches decided not to put me back in, which is fine. Other guys got the chance to play, and like I said, I tried to do whatever I could to help them when they was on the court. Even though I wasn't able to be out there with them.
Did Coach tell you at halftime, "Hey, Devo, we're going to sit you in the second half"? Or
no, he didn't tell me. He didn't tell me he was going to sit me. He didn't put me in, which is fine. Like I said, I was still out there with the team trying to figure things out, and also help in any way possible.
Morale's kind of low around here, fan base, and I'm sure in the locker room, you guys are hurting. What do you say? Give us that pep speech, that hope that there are better days ahead.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully everybody continue to try to pursue and come to games and try to cheer us on and respect that we just as a team kind of continue to get better. You know, I mean, we at an all-time low at this point, but it can't get any worse. We know that better days are coming. When is that? It may be Saturday. It may be in the SEC tournament, but you never know. Continue to try to continue to work hard as a team, as individuals, and try to learn from these losses that we done picked up early in SEC play.
Devo, you're the man. Thank you so much for coming on. I have the utmost respect for you and for doing this and calling in. I appreciate it.
No, thank you guys. I appreciate y'all for having me today.
Devo Davis with us on the Brandon Moving and Storage Hotline. Thanks to our friends at Gwatney Chevrolet. Got to hope that there are better days coming up, and this team can find a way to rally. I don't know if it's just one win. You know, sometimes that's what they say. You just need to get that one win, and things can. But then you saw A&M, and I thought
we thought that may have been the one win.
Yep. And since
Although
then,
there were some glaring issues in that.
Since then, what was it? A 13-point loss to South Carolina at home, and a 26-point loss on the road to Ole Miss.
South Carolina may be better than what we expected, but I still not.
Here's the thing: you can, and I'm guilty of this, but you can look at the teams that they've lost to and say these are good teams. All of them may be in the NCAA tournament. Georgia's bubble-ish.
Yeah.
A&M's in right now. Ole Miss is bubble-ish. I saw Lenardi last night. They're on outside looking in right now. But the point is Arkansas should be a tournament team too. So These are games that you should be not only competitive in but winning. Well, they're not winning and they're not even competitive.
Yeah, it's the way you lost these games that is disappointing.
Yeah, you're getting beaten by good teams, but you're getting clobbered.
You're not competing with good teams.
Yeah. That's one of the frustrating things. And then it's not getting any easier. With Kentucky coming up on Saturday. All right, big thanks to Devo Davis and Gwatney Chevrolet. When we come back, we'll wrap up hour number one. We'll reopen the phone lines now that Devo's gone. 661-1037. 661-1037. You're in the zone.
The team at Middleton Heat and Air has been voted Arkansas's best of the best in HVAC 25 years running, and we want you to join our team. If you're an experienced residential or commercial HVAC installer or technician, there's a place for you at Middleton. Stop by our hiring event at 22039 Interstate 30 in Bryant on Saturday, January 27th from 8 to 2 and interview with one of our commercial or residential managers. Call us now at 501-847-0371 to learn more.
This is the Pigskin Preacher bringing you the word. A new survey from the Centers for Disease Control revealed a startling fact. Americans are getting shorter. 19-year-old American men were the 36th tallest in the world in 1985, but by 2019 they had fallen all the way to 47th place. Women the same age fell from 38th to 58th place. No, we're not going to cue the Randy Newman Short People song because, short people do have a reason to live. But I have some helpful advice for all of you shrinking violets. Start wearing hokas. Mine get me all the way up to an even 6 feet tall, and that's a good thing. Come by Doublebee's this week for some delicious bean-to-cup coffee. You can select your favorite roast, and the machine will grind the beans and produce a steaming cup of Renoco coffee. Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
You've heard it here on The Buzz several times. Gary Hill MSS Oil, there hasn't been an oil man specialist like this since Who Shot JR. Well, we figured out who shot JR, and he wasn't even shot. He was caught at Splash Car Wash getting an oil change, full detail, and wash. All the Ewings were there. JR, Sue Ellen, Bobby, Pam, Miss Ellie. Get your oil changed the next time you're at Splash and let them know JR, I mean Gary Hill, sent you. Call Gary Hill MSS Oil at 501-200-7089.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Do you want more control over your business spending? Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management platform designed to save you time and money. Ramp offers unlimited corporate cards with spend controls you can customize to stop wasteful spending before it happens. Ramp makes expense reports a breeze by automatically collecting receipts and matching them to the right transaction. You'll close your books in hours instead of days. Ramp allows you to see all of your company's spend in one place, so you can make quick, informed decisions about your business finances. Plus, Ramp will share insights based on your spending to help you cut costs. Over 15,000 businesses have added up to 5% to their bottom line with Ramp. You can be one of them. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/sports. Ramp.com/sports. ramp.com/sports.
Welcome back to the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio. If you're looking for sports and entertainment, then look no further. You're in the zone with Justin Acree and Wes Moore on the Buzz Radio Network.
All right, back in the zone, wrapping up the first hour. Wes Moore, Christian Weaver, and you. Now's a good time if you want to jump in here, last couple of minutes. We'll have time in the second hour also. Take some phone calls, 661-1037. All right, Chris, so I got a question here. So now the music's playing. I've faded it down. We're talking. Oh, it just went away. You did that.
Yeah, I did that.
So all I have to do is hit the fade button, and it goes
gone.
away. Okay. I'm feeling pretty good over here. Although I think I had a hiccup a second ago, didn't I? Did I leave a mic on?
You left the hot mic, but it's okay. It happens.
No, that's not. That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. That's a bad thing. I'm disappointed in myself. I shouldn't leave. That should be like the number one thing.
Oh, it happens
Get
to
out of the
everybody
break and hit
at least once.
Well, it happened to me on the second day.
Well, you got it out of the way.
What about on the Southern Structural Solutions text line? Anything good over there? Or anything bad? Or anything?
Curtis in Greenbrier, I don't know exactly what he meant to say, but he said, how many guys on our basketball team is this their last season for them? Is he asking how many people are returned from last year? Because if that's the question, 2, right?
I think he's saying how many guys on this team right now, this is it for them. They'll be gone next year.
Okay. How many guys do we think will return from this year's team to next year?
Brazil, well.
I think Brazil's gone.
You think?
I think so.
As bad as he's playing and his value is dropping?
Yeah, I think he's gone.
Okay. Devo, I think, would be gone. Tremont Mark would be gone.
What do we think Tremont Mark's doing?
He'd probably go overseas and play.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's like blocker. Maybe.
Minifield?
Maybe.
Because he's only a sophomore.
He didn't come here to not play, though.
Well, yeah. But, let's just to give him a little bit of a break, he was ineligible.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he was practicing. I know he was practicing and stuff, but all of a sudden, bam, you're thrown into it, and everything's got to change. He had one good game in the non-conference, and since then, it's been a struggle.
Do we think 2 to 3? That's it, right?
Blocker, Bayfall. I think Bayfall.
Maybe.
I think Coach is saying you need some size. They just got to put some girth on him. He needs to mature and get a little weight on him. Not that, the 7-footer for Ole Miss was huge, but I think he's a project, and I still think Bayfall can help this team. He might be back. Graham would be gone. Davenport. What is Davenport's status? Would he have a year left?
I'm not sure.
I could see a possibility of Davenport, but not many. I mean, to answer your question, a handful?
Yeah.
It's not more than a handful. I mean, there's only 13 of them, but so I'd go anywhere from 3 or 4.
Yeah. I think so.
All right, coming up next, we got the Red-White Report. Brian Edwards will join us at 11:15. Talk about the AFC and NFC championship game. I need a little break. I need a break from the Razorback basketball talk. We hit it hard for an hour. Can we talk a little football for a little bit? Good, because we are. We'll talk about football next. Hour number 2, you're in the zone.
Brandon Moving and Storage has served Central Arkansas since 1965 and continues to provide professional service, local reliability, and community investment. We provide residential and commercial moves, local, national, and international service, commercial warehousing and distribution, unpacking services, and custom packing and crating. Let Central Arkansas's trusted Beacons agent help you with your next move. Brandon Moving and Storage. You make a move, we make it easy.
Tap Time with Bryce Nall and Scott Parton, presented by New Province Brewing, returns this Thursday at 7. Tap Time is Little Rock's premier radio show for beer lovers, by beer lovers. Tap Time Thursday from 7 till 8 on 103.7 The Buzz, live from the Edwards Food Giant Studios.
If you are looking for a safe and loving home for you or your loved one, visit Heartland Rehabilitation and Care Center. Just 15 minutes from Little Rock and Benton, our skilled nursing staff is dedicated to providing quality long-term care and short-term therapy. Visit heartlandrehabcenter.com. You can call Heartland home.
High school and college baseball are back. Join me, Kevin Bohannon, every Tuesday at 4:30 for Around the Horn on Drive Time Sports. Sponsored by Wood Family Dealerships in Batesville.
You know where to find us.
Every time you put a mic in my face, I'm going to say Arkansas.
103.7 The Buzz, your number one sports station in Arkansas.
I want to thank Arkansas.
KABZ Little Rock.
Buzz News with Channel 7's Cassandra Webb.
A woman from Forest City is facing charges of fleeing and reckless driving after leading Arkansas State Police on a high-speed chase. 19-year-old Kyla Mora was arrested Wednesday morning for leading police on a high-speed chase during morning rush hour on I-40 East in West Memphis. Mora was driving more than 100 miles an hour, passing on the shoulder. She wound up driving northbound in the southbound lanes and hit an 18-wheeler head-on. She was taken to the Crittenden County Detention Center. Attorney General Tim Griffin approved the ballot title for a proposed amendment that would enshrine the state's Freedom of Information laws into the Constitution. The initiative is being offered by a group calling itself Arkansas Citizens for Transparency. A few days ago, they sued the AG over his refusal to certify their ballot title. Griffin had rejected 5 other versions of the measure. Now the group will need to collect verified signatures from voters around the state to qualify for the November ballot. For more news and weather, download our free KATV News and Weather app. From the Channel 7 Newsroom, I'm Cassandra Webb.
Fence Brokers presents Razorback Graffiti every Monday morning. Call Morning Mayhem and let them know how you feel about how they did. One sentence and one sentence only.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with Channel 7's Melinda Mayo.
Another round of rain coming through today, especially early. We'll see some afternoon clearing and a high of 61. Tonight slow down to 43. Most of the daytime on Friday looks dry, but more showers Friday night into Saturday. From the Channel 7 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Melinda Mayo.
Folks, the bad weather has put us behind. We are desperate to sell cars and trucks. Please come to Fletcher Dodge and name your price. If we can do it, you win.
Hi, I'm Jacob Jones. From now until February 29th, shop at Jones & Son during our 0% finance event. That's right. All purchases from now until the end of February are eligible for 18-month, 0% financing. From our very own Jones & Son Couture collection to Michael M., we have every shape and size of ring in store, featuring Arkansas's largest designer engagement ring selection. Get a low monthly payment when you finance with special 18-month, zero-interest financing at Jones & Son. Shop online at jonesandson.com.
The Bucks are back at the 34th Annual Reliance Bank Arkansas Big Buck Classic presented by Oaklawn, January 26th through 28th at the State Fairgrounds. You could win a lifetime hunting license, a Browning A-Bolt rifle, or a $1,000 gift card from Hunter's Refuge. The Taka Hunting Gear Game & Fish Foundation free kids zone, including a trout pond, hoverball, Bwana gym, and more. Hunters, bring your antlers for your chance to win a Tracker Off-Road 800 SX from Bradford Marine and ATV. Rattlesnakes, chainsaw carving, birds of prey, monster trucks, and the Oaklawn Big Buck Chili Cook-Off. The Reliance Bank Arkansas Big Buck Classic presented by Oaklawn. Tree stands, clothing, RVs, ATVs, UTVs, ammo, and more. Hundreds of vendors with huge discounts. It's a Hall of Fame event and an Arkansas tradition. January 26th through 28th at the State Fairgrounds. Sponsored by Reliance Bank, Oaklawn Hot Springs, Arkansas, Bradford Marine and ATV, Tracker Off-Road, Hunter's Refuge, Remington, Taka Hunting Gear, Outlaw Beer, and 1037 The Buzz. Visit BigBuckClassic.com and Facebook for more info.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Richard Yeager in Little Rock or Todd Martin or Seth Boyd in Jacksonville.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
Do you need Rainwater, Holt, and Sexton? Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888. It really is just that easy. If you've been injured and need help, it doesn't matter where in Arkansas you are. Just dial 888-8888. We'll come to you. I'm Mike Rainwater of Rainwater, Holt, and Sexton. We have been thankfully serving Arkansans for years, and we appreciate the trust you've put in us. We work hard for you, Arkansas, each and every day. Anywhere in the state, dial 8.
Hi folks, this is Chris Zender out here at Frank Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep in Sherwood. The recent snowstorms have really put us behind. We've got to do something drastic to make some sales up, so Frank told me to do whatever it takes to make some deals. So I'm inviting you to come in, pick out a vehicle you like, and make us an offer. We'll do whatever it takes to make a deal today. You'll save over 15% off Jeep Gladiators, $13,000 off new Rams. There's never been a better time to buy a new Ram, and we're talking 24 models. And we're taking 10% off every new Ram Heavy Duty in stock, 2023 and 2024 models. And you'll save up to 15% off the 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokees. We've got to do something drastic. We're making crazy deals on every new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in stock. At Fletcher Dodge, you always get the best price, the lowest finance rate, and more for your trade. And we promise you a hassle-free buying experience. Shop Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood before you buy anywhere else. Come see us in person at Fletcher Dodge on Warden Road in Sherwood, or shop online at FletcherDeals.com.
You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only racing casino resort. Now, here's Justin Acree and Wes Moore on the Buzz Radio Network.
20% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain.
The Red White Report is brought to you by Big O Tires, with locations in Conway on Harkrider and in Cabot on Prospect Court. Big O Tires offers an endless selection of wheel and tire combinations. Big O Tires, they have everything you need to fit your budget and style.
Just in case you haven't heard, last night Arkansas lost 77-51. 26-point defeat at Ole Miss. They fall to 10-9 overall, 1-5 in the SEC. Coach Moss kind of recaps the game.
We're not shooting the ball well. We're not defending well. You know, we turned the ball over to start the game way too much. Got the turnovers a little bit under control. Thought we moved the ball better tonight than we had with our 13 assists on the 17. Made field goals. But, I mean, you just go up and down, the 2 for 9, 3 for 10, 1 for 5, 0 for 5. Got to make shots, and certainly, defending becomes a problem. We were up on the glass at one point, rebounding the ball, and then, the second half, the rebounding was heavily, tilted towards Ole Miss.
Yeah, it was tilted in a lot of categories, a lot of bad play last night, and so Coach pretty much gave everybody a chance to play.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's getting an opportunity. Like I said, I mean, point guard play, turnovers, shooters are struggling shooting the ball. At the center spot, we had 0 defensive rebounds. So there's a lot of areas. It's not one particular player. It's not one particular position. It's across the board. We're getting outplayed at every position right now.
Next up, Kentucky, Saturday at Bud Walton Arena. Let's talk a little bit more about that game and a little bit more about the AFC and NFC championship games. Brian Edwards joins us now on the Brandon Moving and Storage Hotline. Brian is with VegasInsider.com. He's got his own website. He's all over the place. Senior handicapper. Brian, welcome into the show. How are you?
Doing great, Wes. How are you, man?
Oh, it sucks. Honestly, it sucks. I'm tired of talking about the Razorbacks 1-5 SEC start, and last night was terrible. So not in a good mood around here, Brian.
No, I hear you. I mean, I think Arkansas has been one of the bigger disappointments in the country. But, I mean, Musselman's done a spectacular job since he got there. This is the year that seems to be the aberration. And, when you get a lot of portal guys, sometimes they gel, sometimes they don't. And they have gelled under Musselman, not just at Arkansas, but back in the Nevada days, he had great teams built on a lot of transfers. But this unit has struggled, still early, but not looking great for the Razorbacks right now.
Right now, they're 1-5 in the SEC and 1-5 against the spread in the SEC. The one time they covered was the one game they beat A&M. And to me, I'm starting to think that was just one good half of basketball for Arkansas when they shot lights out. Besides that half, it's been a struggle in the SEC. I've got a buddy that's making some good money betting against Arkansas, and so far, he's up 4 after 6 SEC games. And what do you think in Kentucky? I think it's going to be tough against them.
Yeah, I had Ole Miss last night, but that was the only game that I've gone against Arkansas. The South Carolina and A&M games were passes. Yeah, I've been going against my Gators. I actually had my Gators last night, but I didn't play the Gators when y'all went to Gainesville. I also played y'all at Georgia, but I didn't just because the last school with Auburn, prior to that, it scared me. But I did go against Arkansas successfully last night.
Lines aren't out yet for Kentucky, but I saw you came out with your prediction for our Arkansas-Kentucky line.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 7.5. I made my numbers without looking at what Ken Palm had. Ken Palm got like a prediction for every team, like every game the rest of the season. I mean, I may alter it as time goes by, but right now, Ken Palm has Kentucky to win by 7 and in a very high-scoring game with a total of 167. The over had been on a monster run for Kentucky until 2 nights ago when the South Carolina game went under.
Yeah, under hit last night for Arkansas. Their offense has been so bad. But, their defense has been bad too. But still, when you only score 51 points, that under's going to hit a lot. Brian Edwards with us, VegasInsider.com. Brian, if Tremont Mark doesn't play, how much does that impact the line?
Well, I had bet Ole Miss early in the day, and at what time did it get revealed that Mark was out yesterday? I only asked that just so I could see the line movement.
Like 25 minutes before.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Probably the first tweet I saw was
because it was during the pregame with Chuck Barrett, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, because I was completely unaware that he might not play. So it looks like, there was some movement from like 5.5 or maybe 6 to 6.5. So at least a half point to a point. I know he averages like 14 points and change per game. I mean, in my mind, he's worth at least a point, if not a 1.5 points. And what are y'all thinking for his status? I just see on this injury report he's questionable.
He's got migraines, and he hasn't practiced since the previous game against South Carolina on Saturday. So they knew he wasn't going to play, but didn't reveal it until 30 minutes before, or at least the team didn't think he was going to play. I don't know if Musselman was holding out hope. Can't speak for him, but we don't know. I mean, that's it. Migraines, you just don't know.
Yeah. I remember, and I'm going back to a different sport a long time ago, but I remember Harvin would have the migraine struggles. I feel like if it happened, it would be like a 10-day thing, and then it would be fine for a month or two, and then it would resurface again. So I don't know much about migraines.
I have migraines. I can tell you they suck. I think Denver Broncos running back Terrence Davis had them too, didn't he? Didn't that?
I think that's right. Yeah, you're right. And I got a buddy just texted in. He said the line moved up to 8.5 here at one point.
Oh wow!
The game.
Did it get that high? Okay, I'll just look into it. Okay, wow. That doesn't shock me though. So yeah, I was thinking like a point is a little shy. I think Mark is worth. I think I said 1.5 seconds ago, but maybe worth 2 or even more.
We were talking about Ole Miss. Terrence Davis is the former Ole Miss guard. I was talking about Terrell Davis.
Terrell Davis from the Broncos.
Hall of Fame running back.
Yeah. Brian Edwards with us. All right, let's switch gears. I'm tired of talking about the Razorbacks right now. I need a break, Brian. Give me a break. Let's start with the AFC Championship game, the first game Sunday afternoon, Ravens and Chiefs. I saw where that line, and I'll check our local Oakline app, but that line has had a little bit of a movement nationally.
Yeah, so it looks like DraftKings has actually joined the rest of the book for the most part at -4 Baltimore now. That's too many for me. Like I got early in the week, I bought the half point from 3.5 to 3 for a -125 price, and I like Baltimore at 3, but at 3 only. If it's at 4, you're talking about having to pay like a -140 price to get it to 3. So at -4, and look, there are a couple of offshore that are still at 3.5, but besides the pass, let's get Baltimore -3 for me. And so I'll switch over because I like the total over 44. Now I know we're going to get some rain, but the 4 Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson games and their respective careers against each other, Baltimore, KC. Combined scores of 71, 54, 61, and 51.
Wow.
And look, when it rains, sometimes that can create fumbles that lead to scooping scores or short fields, etc. Baltimore's the best, got the best rushing attack in the league. So, I mean, the rain's not going to bother their rushing attack. Look, Mahomes and Lamar Jackson are so good at scrambling that, maybe slippery conditions are even better for them if they can get in the open field and you got guys that are slipping all over the place. I think they'll run the ball better. So I'm not so much worried about the rain, and I know that the wind once it gets dark, it goes or at least the forecast on weather.com. The wind's going to go from 10 to 15 miles an hour to 5 to 10 miles an hour at night. So I don't think the wind's going to be too bad, and I just kind of trust Lamar Jackson and Mahomes to make plays. It's a low number. I'm going to go over 44.
Wow. Okay, you got me thinking a little bit. I had the Ravens winning this game 24-13. I think the Chiefs' offense has gotten a nice little boost from the teams they've been playing the last couple of weeks in the playoffs with their depleted defenses and maybe a little bit of fool's gold. But, man, you look at those high score. But, man, the Chiefs in the past years have had such a good offense, and their offense hasn't been good, Brian. I mean, they averaged 19 points a game the last 6 weeks of the regular season. They have and still have some issues on that offense, and now they're going up against the number one defense in the NFL. I just don't see them scoring a ton of points. And the Chiefs' defense is really good, too.
They've been a really good team to be under all year, but I just think it's playoff time, and really, I had the over on KC Buffalo last week, and I said I just trust Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes to make plays, and in this scenario here, I'm just trusting Lamar Jackson and Mahomes to make plays. I mean, 24-21 goes over, and I don't think 24-21 is much of an ask. I think we'll get more than that.
Okay. Brian Edwards with us, VegasInsider.com. You like a prop bet on this game?
Yeah, so Lamar Jackson, his over-under on rushing yards is 63.5. I mean, it may be 64, 65.5 at some spots, but I will readily concede he's only had rushing yards of more than 63.5. He's only had that 4 times in 17 games, but one of them was last week. It was 100 yards. Quarterbacks from September to November are just trying to stay healthy. This is like a NCAA tournament, one and done, do or die scenario. Quarterbacks are not just worried about getting the first down, getting the touchdown, getting the dub, because if they lose, they go home. So I think Jackson will be more readily running the ball, and again, maybe the rain helps him with his scrambling and rushing yards. So over 60.5 there. Well,
and the Chiefs, excuse me, the Chiefs like to blitz a lot, and when that happens, you got man-to-man in the secondary, and we saw that with one play in particular last week with the Texans, and he just took up off the middle, and there was nobody there. And you may get him a couple times with the blitz, but then the times you don't, it's able to be a big chunk play that can help you get over that 63.5. What about Likely, the tight end? What do you like about him?
Yeah, so his odds for an anytime touchdown are plus 325, and just a small play. I mean, you get paid three times and change, more. So just a small play on Likely to score a touchdown. He scored 6 touchdowns in the last 6 games and has had a touchdown in 5 of the last 6. He had 2 in 1 of them. So I'm going to go plus 325 odds. The guy who's been scoring in 5 of the last. It sounds good to me. I know Mark Andrews is going to be back, but they were a lot of the double tight end set. It's not like Likely's not still going to be a part in the game, getting snaps and part of the plan.
Maybe throw a little something, a little small fun bet on first touchdown score for Likely. That would pay you
15 to 1. I saw. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll double check it and see what the latest is. But yeah, that would be that'd be a nice little payout. By the way, I was checking. Oakland here has the Chiefs at 4, and they have moved Detroit, San Francisco to 7.5.
Oh, even better.
So I think I know where you're leaning then.
Right. Yeah. So I guess that was asking me to explain my pick. Yes, I like Detroit plus 7. So they're 6-3 straight up, 7-2 against the spread in 9 road games, and it should be 7 outright wins. I thought they got hosed at Dallas, and the Niners only 3-6 against the spread at home this year. Dan Campbell's team, they've won 3 in a row. They're 5-1, both straight up and ATS in the last 6. And again, the only outright loss, the controversial loss at Dallas. Devo Samuel, questionable. We'll know more about him in the next 48 hours. But the 2 games he did not play this year, the Niners went 0-2, both straight up and against the spread. And I think we've got the quarterback advantage with Jared Goff. Last 9 games, 17 touchdown passes compared to only 4 interceptions. So I'm going to go with Detroit plus 7.
So as of right now, this line is set with what they know, that Devo is basically 50-50. How much do you think this line will move once we find out, and it may be 30 minutes before the game, if Debo's playing?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, because most of us are still at 7 rather than the, 7.5 that you referenced. I think if he's, we'll thing is, when getting up ready to play, you still don't know how healthy he is. Whereas, if he doesn't play, he's definitely not in uniform, so that seems to be a bigger difference. I think it definitely, moves to at least 6.5 without Devo. With him, is that, it looks like, books are already, moving to 7.5, and a lot have a little extra juice on the 7. Like I see Circa's got minus 120 juice. So there's bet online, like if you're taking San Fran minus the 7. So, yeah, if he plays, maybe it moves from the minus 7, minus 120 to 7.5. I doubt it get an 8. I wouldn't expect that, but, it's always a guessing game. It's not just how the odds makers adjust it in their mind, just how much money comes in to adjust it.
All right, you have lines, and I've seen them out there. In fact, Oakland already has the lines out for potential Super Bowl matchups. Anything you like there?
Yeah, so of the 4 potential matchups, there's only one that I would play. I would play the Ravens plus 1.5 to the Niners, and the total on that game, 47.5. And I'm going off FanDuel. The other 3 games, the lines are Baltimore minus 4.5 to Detroit, total of 49. San Fran minus 3 to Kansas City, but with very small juice on the minus 3 for San Fran, total 47.5. And KC is minus 3.5 to Detroit, total of 50.5. And remember, Detroit won at Arrowhead outright in Week 1.
How would you think that matchup would look? That
rematch.
rematch.
Of the game.
Yeah.
I think all 4 matchups would be awesome games. Remember, Detroit got killed at Baltimore. I think it was 38-6. I mean, that was a ways back. Let's say it was mid-late October. Ravens won outright in convincing fashion. Was that Christmas night or Christmas Eve? I think it was Christmas night. Did the Niners? I don't think the Niners and Chiefs played this year. Not off the top of my head. I don't think they did.
That would be the only game that's not a rematch then.
Right. Correct.
Wow. Well, I'm on the Ravens bandwagon. I think they're your Super Bowl champs no matter who they play. And I'm surprised with the way they handled the 49ers the first time around that they're the underdog.
Yeah, and look, the Niners are fortunate they're still playing, man. Green Bay blew that game.
Yeah.
They absolutely blew that game in a number of different ways. Like a lot of could have been interceptions. They could have stuck with Aaron Jones a little bit more and just having a killer game, and he only got 8 carries. Obviously would have made that field goal. The Niners are fortunate to still have a pulse right now, and I would definitely like the Ravens to give them. And San Francisco's got a big test from Detroit. I mean, I like Detroit plus 7. I'm not playing the money line, but I won't be surprised at all if Detroit wins the game.
Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com senior handicapper with us. Brian, thank you as always. It's always great to have you on the show and get your thoughts.
Thanks, fellas. Y'all have a great weekend. Appreciate you having me.
Thank you, Brian. I was a little surprised with some of the movement on Oakland. There's some, with it going up to 4, Baltimore by 4. I'm glad I got it at 3.5, and then Detroit getting a half a point. That's huge. The 7.5. I'm like, I need to jump on this before it goes back down to 7. I think they keep it within 7. I'm like him. I know there's a chance that they can win this game. And then we don't know about Devo at 50-50. Mm-hmm. And even if he is 50-50 and he plays, one hit on that shoulder, how effective is he?
I think both games are close this weekend. If one team is going to win by a blowout, it's probably going to be the Ravens, but in my opinion.
I did disagree with him on the over-under. I think it's a low-scoring game. I have all the respect for the Chiefs' defense. It is a good defense.
But that's what they've been doing is winning low-scoring games.
By defense, yeah. And that's what he said. It hasn't been until the playoffs. Sorry, Rebecca, but the facts are the facts. The Dolphins were without 6 defensive starters. The Ravens 7. The Ravens. I was looking up some stories on the Ravens and about their depleted defense. This was something they were talking about in like week 6. The problem is the guys that came in to replace the injured starters, they started getting hurt. And they were down to so many players that honestly shouldn't be playing. And, yeah, you can say they should be coached up and they should be ready to play. It's next man up. Isn't that what you say, Rebecca? Next man up? Well, next man up doesn't. They're not a starter for a reason. Yeah, they're NFL players, but they're not starters. They're not starting because they're not good enough.
Mark being out last night. It's
next man up.
But
next man up. Who's going to replace Tremont Mark? Well, nobody can.
Yeah.
Or they would have already. They'd have a second reliable scorer on this team.
She texted in our Southern Structural Solutions text line. Here we go with the depleted defense argument again. Please give it a rest. Kansas City's team was more prepared for the game than the backup players were, and that's on the coaches.
I'm just trying to help some of the people out there to not jump on this Chiefs bandwagon right now because they're about to see a real defense for the first time in a long time. And you can look – I mean, the numbers don't lie. Their offense was bad this year. 19 points a game the last 6 weeks of the season. They have gotten a bump in offensive production the last couple of weeks because of who they played. That comes to an end on Sunday. This Ravens defense is for real. They're going to shut down the Chiefs. They're not going to score into the 20s. That's why I've got 24-13 as your final score, and I think it is a low-scoring game.
Yeah, sure, it's next man up, and you won the game. Those are both facts. But it's also probably a fact that the defense would have put up a better fight if they had their starters. I mean, it's fine to accept that. You won the game.
No doubt. And she called me a Chiefs fan. I'm not a hater. I like the Chiefs. I mean, Joe Klein is a big Chiefs fan. I respect the Chiefs. Heck, Mahomes put on the best performance I've ever seen a college quarterback have against the Razorbacks in person in my life. What he did in Fayetteville was awesome. I started watching Texas Tech games the rest of the year because he was so much fun to watch. Mahomes grew up 20 minutes from my hometown. That was one of our high school rivals. We played White House every year. I like Mahomes. I like Kelsey. My daughters love Taylor Swift. I don't dislike the Chiefs. I don't hate the Chiefs. And I certainly am not disrespect. I just don't think they're going to win. Simple as that.
You like Mahomes. You just don't like when he fakes injuries or exaggerates his injuries.
Yeah, that was Bush League. Let's go to Savage. Savage, welcome into the zone.
What's going on, Wes? Yeah, let's don't talk about the Hogs anymore.
Oh, thank God. I was about to say, Savage, let's talk NFL. Please don't ask me a Razorback question.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah. But, they talk about the NFL being scripted. Wes, what's your thoughts on, that they put out the colors of the logo, and it's purple and red. Kelsey was talking about it on his podcast with his brother. I mean, what's your thoughts on the scripted mess, what they talk about? You got any thoughts on it? I'm going to get off there. Appreciate it.
All right. No.
It can't be scripted.
Purple and red. So that's Ravens and 49ers is what they're saying?
I saw that the last 3 Super Bowls have matched the colors from the Super Bowl logo, but it's like the teams have.
Could they have alternate versions?
Maybe. I really don't know how it works. It just can't be scripted.
No, I don't believe that. Although, when I was watching the Arizona Cardinals in the last week of the season and their, Prater, their kicker, who's so reliable, hadn't missed inside 50 yards.
Yeah.
Missed a 41-yard field goal to give them a 10-point lead over Seattle. And then Seattle drives down, scores a touchdown, 2-point conversion to take a 1-point lead. Arizona drives back down, and then he misses a 50-yarder to win it, and he's been the best over 50 yards over his career. I'm like, what is going on here?
I don't think the players are going out there as like, okay, I got to go down at the 1-yard line here instead of getting the touchdown. Or now, can refs influence a game? Yes.
Yeah.
And does that happen? I'm not sure, but sometimes it does seem like it.
Here's what I would say. As a Cowboys fan, I know the NFL is better when the Cowboys are good. I know facts, not opinion, Rebecca. When the Cowboys play, it's huge ratings. If the NFL wanted huge ratings,
Cowboys would be in Super Bowl
every single year, or like every other year. They would be a dynasty team because, as many fans as the Cowboys have, they have a bunch that hate them. And they move the needle, and people would watch either to root against the Cowboys or to root for the Cowboys. So if this was scripted, like WWE or something, you would have your Cowboys in the title match all the time.
It'd be Cowboys versus Chiefs the next 3 years.
Yeah. But the NFL's doing just fine without scripting. You look at some of the ratings they had this past weekend for these championship games, they're blowing records. I mean, they are. They're just blowing past the records. It's been a very good season for the NFL with the number the people watching. All right, we will take a break. We can take some more phone calls when we come back. We have an open segment now. We moved Brian Edwards around a little bit.
You can get some Gangster Museum of America live fan feedback and some Southern Structural Solutions text line. We haven't hit on that a lot.
Okay, we can take some more phone calls. Let me tell you about Big O Tires. Big O Tires right now, $100 off select set of tires. You can go to the website, and it's selected set of Big O Tires, by the way. You can go to the website to check out their monthly deals, bigotires.com/deals. Great selection of tires, all the name brand tires, and, of course, the Big O Tire. And they do more than just tires. Need a little maintenance done on your vehicle? Swing on by Big O Tires. Cabot and Conway. In Conway, they're on Harkrider. In Cabot, it's Prospect Court, right in front of Kroger. Go see our friends at Big O Tires, the team we trust.
Nothing like this type of view. Point the clicker at the two. I prefer expensive news. New car, new girl, new ice, new.
Coach Matt Zimmerman joins Randy and Rick on Drive Time Sports each week to talk all things college hoops, courtesy of the DHR Group of Sonic Drive-Ins.
This is Sports Center.
The Los Angeles Chargers have their new head coach in Jim Harbaugh. Harbaugh returns to the team he retired with in 2000 after 9 years in Michigan, culminating in a national championship this past year. He previously coached the 49ers from 2011 to 2014, taking them to 3 straight NFC championship games and 1 Super Bowl appearance, which was a loss to the Ravens. Los Angeles has their franchise quarterback in Justin Herbert, who had a down year in 2023, throwing for 20 touchdowns and 7 interceptions with 3,134 passing yards in just 13 games. Elsewhere, the Chargers have an aging roster that finished with a 5-12 record. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Roger Scott for Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union and their New Year's auto loan special. Rates as low as 3.99% on 22, 23, and 24 models. No payments for 90 days or up to 84 months financing. Now listen to me now. Offer valid through January 31st only. Get approved online at alcoacommunityfcu.org.
This is Pat Bradley for Brewskis, the #1 sports bar in Little Rock and your Razorback basketball headquarters, now with 2 locations. This week, the Hogs travel to Oxford to take on Ole Miss Wednesday, 8 p.m., and Top 10 Kentucky comes to the Hill Saturday at 5 p.m. Watch it on the Brewskitron or plenty of the TVs. Ole Miss Wednesday, 8 p.m., Kentucky Saturday, 5 p.m. Brewskis, you home for lunch, happy hour, and late night, now with 2 locations, downtown Little Rock in Lakewood Village, North Little Rock. Check us out online, brewskispubandgrub.com.
For over 30 years, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse on 65th and University has been Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters and the only stop for all your truck parts and accessories. If it goes on a truck, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has it. Like step bars, bed covers, toolboxes, and ladder racks, as well as gooseneck, fifth wheel hitches, and drop hitches. All this and more can be found at Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse, a WeatherTech Diamond dealer, 501-568-0040, or online at arkansastruck.com. And ask about the all-new RSI Smart Cap.
This is Pat Bradley for River City Flooring, where you can pick your payment. Get 0% interest for 12, 24, or 36 months, and River City Flooring in Maumelle is where you'll save 50% on all in-stock waterproof LVP flooring. And did you know River City Flooring carries cabinets? So stop in and let my friends at River City Flooring help you with your remodel. Kitchen, bath, living, dining, they do it all. Check out River City Flooring in Maumelle at their huge new showroom on Maumelle Boulevard just off 430.
From the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio, you're in the zone. Want to get into the show? Call or text 661-1037 or leave a message on our live fan feedback. Now, let's get back into the zone.
Thinking I can make as many songs out of it when I haven't been her, but she only edit one said it better. If I say I love her, am I wrong? Am I crazy? Am I overzealous? But I know the feeling and I'm never wrong. Swear that I've been gifted in a song.
Glad you're with us. Open segment here, 661-1037, 661-1037. We'll be talking Average Guy movie review here in a few minutes. Rock and Roll Sushi in the house. They in the house yet?
I don't think he's in the house yet. I don't smell it.
Okay. Let's go over to the Southern Structural Solutions text line. Wes, is it just me, or could you hear some hurt in Devo's voice? Did you hear anything? Did you hear some
I mean, he sounded
emotion?
disappointed, but that's kind of what you expected, right?
Yeah, there was one point when he was talking about sitting and watching last night's game. I could hear a little emotion.
Yeah.
It's got to be so hard.
It does.
I mean, you think about his career and what he's done as a Razorback, and even going back to Jacksonville High School, he's never, not in a long time, experienced losing like this. J.K. in Fairfield Bay says it's a mystery what's going on with this Hogs basketball team. Yeah, because it's bad right now, and there are so many levels of bad and so many different things that are bad. How did it get to this point? Jerry wants to know from Bauxite, does Pinion come back? He plays hard and can score. He does play hard. He can shoot. I wouldn't call him a scorer, but he's a shooter.
I think he's kind of dependent on guys to get him the ball.
Yeah, he's not a true scorer to where you give him the ball and say, go give me a bucket.
Creator,
no.
But that's a weakness of this team, is not getting the guy the ball when they need it.
This team is full of kids who transferred in hoping they'd make the NCAA tournament. Now that they're playing so poorly, they know it's not going to happen, so they no longer have anything to fight for. Well, I would say, they're just one. I mean, it looks, I hate to even say it because it looks like there's no way this could happen right now, but they're, 3 weeks away from having a run. If they, and what I mean, it could take 3 weeks with two games every week. All of a sudden you look up and they go 6-0. Then you're in the conversation again. You're out of the bottom of the SEC. You're mid-pack of the SEC. You go 9-9 in the SEC. You're on the bubble.
They're 1-5 now.
They're 1-5, but that's what I'm saying. You would have to win like 6 games in a row. Yeah. So it's not over. The way they're playing, it looks like it's over. But they're a winning streak away from being right back there in the conversation, and that's what his teams have done in the past, although his teams in the past haven't looked like this, even when they were playing bad and losing.
Yeah, I don't think they've looked this bad this late. Usually it's that early January, late December they struggle, and then they kind of turn it around at this point. We haven't turned that corner.
No. This one from the 501 on the Southern Structural Solutions text line. Bigger disappointment, football or basketball team? That's easy to me. It's the basketball team. The basketball team started the season ranked in the top, what were they, 15, 16? There were expectations for this team to make another run.
Yeah, the expectations were just so much higher for basketball. I mean, we were talking Final Four. Akery was pushing going undefeated 2 games into the season. So
we need to find that clip.
Yeah, we do.
We need
that may be hard to find. But I should have clipped that. But
I know it was the day before we had Devo on, so it would have been a Wednesday. So go back to when early in the season on a Wednesday, because he even repeated it to Devo and asked Devo the question. Can y'all go?
That would make it easier. I could probably just find Devo's interview from that day.
Yeah.
But and I mean, for football, we were going into the season saying, we may go 7-5, 8-4, maybe. Of course, we didn't get close to that, but the expectations were much lower.
Yeah, best case scenario, it was like 8 wins. If things kind of happen right, and 8 wins or so. But both disappointments, bigger disappointment basketball. This one from the 501 says 49ers 34, Lions 12. I would be surprised with that outcome. Mm-hmm. Not that the 49ers win, but if they win by a blowout, I would be a little surprised with that. Drew says they're going to get thumped and she will hush. Oh, he's talking about Rebecca and the Chiefs. I don't know what your definition of thumping is, Drew, but I've got them winning by 11. So to me, that's a significant thumping.
In the playoffs, I guess it depends how it looks. Do you get a late touchdown that puts you up 11, or is it like you're in control the entire game?
True. And Coach Kelly said when I told him that score, he said, I could see that. Like a 17-13 game, Baltimore scores late, make it 24-13, they hold on to win. That's not a thumping.
But if you're up like 10 the entire game, then
Ethan in Atkins says, wait a minute. WWE is scripted? Pud and BB, refs can't work miracles for NFL matchups. Cowboys would have to have a decent quarterback. Okay. Mm-hmm. Low blow, Pud. I'm not reading that one from Becca. I've had enough. I hate Mahomes because his wife is so annoying. Well, you can't hate Mahomes for his wife.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sure Ted Kaczynski's brother was fine. I don't hate Ted Kaczynski's brother because Ted Kaczynski was the, shooting nail bombs all over the place.
Brian says KC has become so fun to hate. There's Rebecca, Mahomes, and his family, Kelsey and Swift, mainly Rebecca. So, yeah, hate for the team can drive the ratings. Thanks, Brian. Thank you, Brian. Would Musselman take the UCLA job? That's from the 501, and I would say, and I've always said, the two schools to worry about trying to steal Musselman away from Arkansas is USC and UCLA.
And both jobs could come open this year.
Do you think so?
Yeah, USC and UCLA are both struggling really badly, and they don't really have the excuse to be struggling as bad as they are.
Okay, UCLA's Cronin.
Cronin, yeah. I think
And
he's had really good success.
runs. Were they not? Didn't they? What did they do last year?
I don't remember. They were in the tournament though, right?
Yeah, that would be like saying Musselman's on the hot seat this year for having a bad year, and that's silly talk. I can't see Cronin being on the. I looked it up, and it may have been 2 years now, or maybe it was last year during the tournament. It was like Musselman and Cronin, from the guys in that coaching class that were hired at the same time, or right around the same time. Juwan Howard for a while was in that category.
Yeah.
They had the most success
Yeah,
going
they were
to
31-6 last year, first in the Pac-12. So it would be a little bit of a surprise, but I have heard some noise over there. Now USC, I could certainly see Andy Enfield losing his job.
Really? Yeah. I would be concerned about.
I don't
that
know
opening.
anything about Muss, but those jobs are attractive, especially for a guy that's from
The West Coast, no doubt, and those are high-profile jobs, and you can win there. I think UCLA obviously would be a lot more high-profile than USC. But all right, let's take a phone call real quick before we hit the break. Don joins us now. Don, welcome to the Zone.
Hey, I was just thinking about the coach that had been with him for 16 or 17 years with Coach Muss. He had gone to a small California team, I think, to take over the program. Perhaps that's some of the problem. And beyond that, maybe the McDonald's All-Americans that he might not have wanted this year, perhaps he might want to reconsider bringing a couple of them along. Looks like they worked well for him last year. And, looks like they're working well for Kentucky as well. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. I hope y'all have a great day.
Don?
So I think
Who's
he was
talking
about they weren't recruiting the McDonald's All-Americans this year because they wanted to go transfers to be a little bit older. Like last year we had McDonald's All-Americans on our team.
He didn't recruit McDonald's All-Americans this year?
Yeah, I think he did. Mike Bayfall wasn't a McDonald's All-American, right? I'm pretty sure he was.
He was?
He was.
I think you're right. He did. Yeah, he played in that game. I remember, and had a couple blocks. But it's basically pickup basketball, and it's kind of hard for a 7-footer.
He's a project, and anybody that had watched him kind of knew that. But I think this year they have Isaiah Elohim. I think he made McDonald's All-American, and I think Jason Shelley may have too. But I could be wrong.
I know they were nominated. Have they come out with the roster yet?
No, the roster hasn't been released.
Okay, they were both nominated.
So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of guys are nominated. I think there were 4 or 5 from Arkansas alone that were nominated for the McDonald's All-American
You're
game.
going to take McDonald's All-Americans when you can get them. They weren't in on a ton of them last year. They were Ron Holland, but obviously he went to the G League Ignite.
Yeah, I know this for a fact. He's going to still continue to recruit McDonald's All-American, the elite.
Guys, yeah. He's not
going to get 5 or 6 of them. What do you have? 7 freshmen one year? The year with Black and all
Pinion, Ford, Black.
Yeah,
Wall.
He's not going to do that ever again. He'll go after 1 or 2, and then the rest are going to be transfers. He doesn't want to deal with that.
Yeah,
but that was a special class too. When you get 3 McDonald's All-Americans that turn out to be NBA players, that's a special group.
When you can get those guys, you're probably gonna try to get them.
Yes. Yeah, he's not going to turn them down.
Yeah.
But I think the day of getting the 4-star that's a little bit of a project,
he's not trying to do that.
Those days are gone.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll wrap it up when we come back. We can take some more phone calls. Don, thank you for that call, by the way. Take a look. We can talk some more NFL. That was fun. It was a little refreshing for me. It gets. I enjoy doing the Gwatney Automotive Postgame Show. Well, I enjoyed it. It hasn't been fun this year. I enjoy talking about games, but it hasn't been fun talking about what, because it's basically we're seeing the same thing over and over. And again, it's a challenge to
find new things to
talk about. Yes, because it feels like we could have played the same show over, and as long as I wouldn't say who they were playing, and I would just give the score, not even give the score, it would be the show would fit.
Like, oh, the defense stinks. The offense stinks.
And then you turn around, that's the last thing on my mind, because the show was on from like 10:45 to 11:45, and then get up and come straight back up here in the first hour of this show. Let's talk race. So, it wore on me a little bit. So it was nice to talk some NFL. So, hey, you got an NFL question? You got an opinion on one of these two games? You got a good prop? Give us a call. We'll talk about that when we come back. Stick around. You're in the zone.
Oh, I should have been a cowboy. I might have had a sidekick with a funny name.
The king of Arkansas sports talk, Randy Rainwater for Bet Saracen.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Big O Tires believes in straight talk. So what would you do with an extra $100? Shopping? Road trip? Steak dinner? Right now at the Conway and Cabot Big O Tires, get $100 instant savings on all Big O brands of tires with the best warranty in the industry. 3-year free replacement on road hazard conditions, workmanship, and material defect. Free flat repair, free rotate and balance, and roadside assistance. Save $100 now and get tires, service, and straight talk at the Big O Tires in Conway and Cabot.
This is the Pigskin Preacher bringing you the word. College football talking head Barrett Sallee said 2 minutes before the Rose Bowl kickoff, Michigan isn't ready for what is coming. Except they were. Despite making a number of uncharacteristic errors on special teams, the Wolverines dominated Alabama along both lines of scrimmage on their way to a 27-20 victory. Presumably, Greg Sankey and Paul Feinbaum cheered each other up by chanting SEC, SEC, SEC to each other over the phone. Go blue, my brothers, and better luck next year, Alabama. Doublebee's has Frappuccinos for $4.29 or 2 for $7. And cappuccinos for amazingly low prices too, but no Quentin Tarantinos. But hey, we're working on it. Doublebee's, it's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
Hey y'all, this is Brandy
and Leah
from Frontier Diner,
home of real country cooking. We have the best breakfast around.
Check out our Facebook page for our daily lunch specials, such as meatloaf, beef tips, and chicken dressing.
Don't forget our Chase burgers and sweet tea,
sandwiches and salads,
homemade desserts made fresh every day.
Open for breakfast and lunch Monday through Saturday. Come see us at Frontier Diner in Little Rock. Take the baseline exit off of I-30 across the interstate from Home Depot,
where you come as guests and leave as family.
What do Little Rock baseball and Buzz legend Randy Rainwater have in common? Randy's a Little Rock baseball alum, and he'll be the special guest at their first pitch banquet presented by Thompson Electric. First pitch banquet will be Friday, February 2nd at 6 o'clock at the Jack Stevens Center. Single tickets are $50, and corporate tables are available for $600. The banquet will include a barbecue meal, a silent auction, and an opportunity to hear from the team and RR himself. Call 501-916-6858. You want to hit? Don't miss the opportunity to get the baseball season started with UA Little Rock Baseball and our own Randy Rainwater.
You're listening to the best midday sports talk show in all of Arkansas. You're in the zone with Justin Acree and Wes Moore, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio on the Buzz Radio Network.
excited for Oakland to be back and running. Tomorrow is Friday. It's going to be wet. Gosh, they've gotten so much rain at Oakland. Saw on our meteorologist weather map, I think Oakland had been like 4, 5, 6 inches of rain. It had been crazy. I had a buddy down there. He texted me. It's like, I've never seen this much rain. Well, Oakland's been hammered, so it's going to be a muddy track. But you know what? They're going to be back and running at Oakland this weekend. Make your plans now. Oakland.com. You can book a room, go down there for the weekend, get away, watch the football games at Oakland this weekend. That'll be fun. Got the Mainline Sports Bar, all kinds of great restaurants at Oakland. And, of course, you got the smoke-free casino, 24/7 smoke-free casino, entertainment every day at Oakland. Make your plans today. Visit Oakland in Hot Springs. Westmore Christian Weaver. And we got Chris Alley with us, joining us from Rock and Roll Sushi.
What's up, fellas? How are y'all?
How are you? Because unless it was a fake Chris Alley, somebody wrote in on the show last night and said you've given up.
I'm done.
You're done?
I'm over it. I tried to hold on. Man, it's hard to watch. It is. Look, I love Eric Musselman, and for me, he gets a hall pass this year. I mean,
oh, no doubt.
You know, so like it is what it is.
We're not bringing that up. That's not even an option.
Not even an option. So it is what it is. I just don't think this team is going to make any postseason run unless they win the SEC tournament, which is like my only hope for the rest of the season is like winning the SEC tournament. That's what I'm waiting on. We might get hot and win that. Who knows? But like they're not. I don't think they're gonna. It's going to be a rough next 12 games. I think.
Yeah. You think about it, that's 6 down, 12 to go. The SEC season's one-third of the way down. On this pace, it would be 3-15. Then you would be talking about, and we had a caller, not last night, but on the previous Gwatney Automotive postgame show, said this was the worst Razorback basketball team he's seen. I was like, well, let's hold your horses.
No,
you can go back
true.
on history. And so I pulled up hogstats.com, and we pulled up a couple of the Pelfrey teams that were really bad. And I was like, those were
And let me
bad
clarify,
teams.
like, I'm going to watch the games and root for the Hogs. I just have no expectations at all left for this season.
That helps sometimes because I've done that in football season, gone in with zero expectations, very low expectations, and been like, on Monday came in and go, it wasn't that bad. You know, they didn't get killed as much as I thought they would. And so now, and I said this earlier about Kentucky. Brian Edwards from Vegas Insider was on with us a little earlier, and he set his own private line for Arkansas, Kentucky. It's Kentucky +7. And the odds or the line won't come out until Friday sometime. But I'm like, you know what? If they can cover the line and make it a competitive game, to me, that's a step forward,
100%.
and I'll be happy. But right now, to have the expectations after what we've seen the last couple of weeks, that they're going to beat Kentucky Saturday, I think is a little crazy.
I think he's lost the team, and that's the problem. I think there's plenty of talent on the team to make a run. I just don't think the team – I don't think they've gelled. I don't think they like each other. I don't think they.
Okay, so Josh Neighbors last night was trying to say that too.
Yeah,
I don't get that.
Yeah.
Because I asked Devo about it, and I was like, "Can you explain this?" Because everything we hear, this team likes each other off the court. On the court, it doesn't look like that. You don't have that chemistry.
Yeah.
Where is that getting lost off the court to on the court? And he said, man, it is. It's funny. That's something we've been talking about. How can we take our chemistry off the court and get it on the court? And so I do not think it's a chemistry issue. I'll agree. On the court, it looks and appears there's no chemistry. But I don't think in the locker room it's a problem of guys fighting and backstabbing each other.
Like
and
NIL?
Say, I'm not going to pass it to this guy. I don't like it. I don't think that's the case. I just think there's some dysfunction with the team on the court.
It almost looks like they're auditioning for their next transfer destination, each of them.
Well, they're not doing a good job of
No,
auditioning.
it's not working.
I'm saying they're playing like one-on-one ball. Like there's no fluid offense to this team at all.
I'm not sure that they don't like each other or anything, but if they didn't, they probably wouldn't tell you.
No.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I think Coach Kelly made a good point yesterday that NIL has given them a lot more opportunities to do stuff outside of the gym that they didn't used to have back when they didn't have all that money. So the time they would normally be spending bonding in the gym and practicing together, they're probably out shopping and spending their money that they're getting, I would assume. So, I mean, I don't know. Because I don't think a lot of this team has a lot of – there's, like 3 or 4 that have probably NBA aspirations on this team The rest of them are just getting paid.
Yeah, I don't think that many. I mean,
maybe two.
Brazil and Mark.
But I mean, Devo last year had it up until this year. He had. I mean, he flirted with going into the draft last year, right?
He put his name in to go see what the guys would say.
It came back. But I'm just saying, most of them don't have dreams beyond, maybe Mark in Europe. But the rest of them are just having a good time in college with all this money at this point.
Yeah, and that's when the point on the Southern Structural Solutions text line, and we've heard it from several of the guys. They came here to win and go to the NCAA tournament because they hadn't been before. And so you would think that would get their total buy-in, and do everything possible because they've never experienced it. Mm-hmm. Right now, it's not there.
It's ugly.
I think that's a good point. Now that they know, most likely they're not going to the NCAA tournament. What are we going to see these last 12 games?
Yeah.
And then do we see one last hoorah at the SEC tournament because it's now or never?
Maybe. Now that's where we might get hot. I think we're going to see a lot of KJ Jefferson suits walking. I'm just kidding.
This on the Southern Structural Solutions text line from the 870. Every NFL team has that crazy Karen fan, and Rebecca happens to be that one for the Chiefs. UCLA says Donald would go after Chris Beard.
Could see that.
That'd be wouldn't be a bad choice.
He's got to put some roots down at some point.
Well, he tried to.
This one from the 501 Cowboy fans trashing Dak. Clearly don't remember the Quincy Carter days. Dak is better than Romo, but nobody wants to hear that conversation.
Is Dak better than Romo? I think it's pretty close.
It's pretty close.
I think they're close.
Here's the issue. Neither one of them won in the playoffs, and that's the problem right now. Dak's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. You don't get rid of a top 10 quarterback when there's so much bad quarterback play.
Do you
in the
trade
NFL.
for another top 10 quarterback and a pick?
Nobody's going to do that. No one's going to trade away their top quarterback.
Yeah.
All right, hour number 2, Chris Alley, Average Guy Movie Review, thanks to Rock and Roll Sushi's coming up next. You're in the zone.
Companies are shifting their telephone systems to the cloud, and you should too. ESI eCloud PBX has everything you need. Features like work from anywhere, video calls, and advanced security tools make ESI eCloud PBX one of the best choices for any business. Opt out of the high cost of your traditional phone system and move to the cloud. Sign up for an online demo at nsgdv.com and get your system activated at no charge.
Network Services Group. One call does it all.
When it comes to bikes, here's what you want. Reliable, fast, and tough as nails. That's what you get at OCC. And after a crash, that's what you get at Rainwater, Holt, and Sexton.
Paul Sr. knows us. We're the Arkansas law firm motorcyclists have counted on for years.
We work fast to get you the best results, and we're tough where it counts, fighting for you.
Reliable, fast, tough as nails. These are the guys I'd call anywhere in the state. Dial 888-8888. Non-lawyer spokesperson.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
103.7 The Buzz is your home for Arkansas Razorback basketball. Coverage is brought to you by Kaufman by Design West, Gwatney Chevrolet, Gwatney Buick GMC, R-Care, and Parker Cadillac.
No matter what you do,
you were finished.
We can't be stopped.
Oh, well, allow me to retort.
103.7 The Buzz.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
KABZ, Little Rock. Buzz News with Channel 7's Cassandra Webb.
A woman from Forest City is facing charges of fleeing and reckless driving after leading Arkansas State Police on a high-speed chase. 19-year-old Kyla Mora was arrested Wednesday morning for leading police on a high-speed chase during morning rush hour on I-40 East in West Memphis. Mora was driving more than 100 miles an hour, passing on the shoulder. She wound up driving northbound in the southbound lanes and hit an 18-wheeler head-on. She was taken to the Crittenden County Detention Center. Attorney General Tim Griffin approved the ballot title for a proposed amendment that would enshrine the state's freedom of information laws into the Constitution. The initiative is being offered by a group calling itself Arkansas Citizens for Transparency. A few days ago, they sued the AG over his refusal to certify their ballot title. Griffin had rejected 5 other versions of the measure. Now the group will need to collect verified signatures from voters around the state to qualify for the November ballot. For more news and weather, download our free KATV News and Weather app. From the Channel 7 Newsroom, I'm Cassandra Webb.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with Channel 7's Melinda Mayo.
Another round of rain coming through today, especially early. We'll see some afternoon clearing and a high of 61. Tonight slowed down to 43. Most of the daytime on Friday looks dry, but more showers Friday night into Saturday. From the Channel 7 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Melinda Mayo.
Folks, the bad weather has put us behind. We are desperate to sell cars and trucks. Please come to Fletcher Dodge and name your price. If we can do it, you win.
Impressive, powerful, aerodynamic, thrilling, and unforgettable. All words to describe this week's Saracen giveaway vehicle, Nissan's exciting 400Z. Play at Saracen all this week for your chance to win an incredible Z-Car from Welch Nissan. Winning is as easy as simply playing Saracen's games. Take the short 40-minute ride to Saracen Casino Resort. It's Little Rock's closest place to play, and it's the only place in Arkansas to win a fabulous Z-Car.
Saracen Casino Resort.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. Are you the decision maker in your company? Do you want more control over your business spending? Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management platform designed to save you time and money. Ramp offers unlimited corporate cards with spend controls you can customize to stop wasteful spending before it happens. Ramp makes expense reports a breeze by automatically collecting receipts and matching them to the right transaction. You'll close your books in hours instead of days. Ramp allows you to see all of your company's spend in one place, so you can make quick, informed decisions about your business finances. Plus, Ramp will share insights based on your spending to help you cut costs. Over 15,000 businesses have added up to 5% to their bottom line with Ramp. You can be one of them. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/sports. Ramp.com/sports. ramp.com/sports.
River Valley Tractor, your leading Kubota dealer of Central Arkansas. River Valley Tractor is closer than you think. A company that cares for you is right around the corner. RiverValleyTractor.com. With 5 great locations to better serve you, visit River Valley Tractor in Bryant, Sherwood, Conway, Russellville, or Pine Bluff today, or find them at RiverValleyTractor.com. Work smarter, not harder with River Valley Tractor. River Valley Tractor, closer than you think.
RJ Hawk here with Chris Roberts from Southern Bank. And Chris, I know interest rates are high right now. That's what everybody's talking about. But if you're thinking about a project, whether it be a commercial project or you want to build a house, now's the time to come talk to you about what those future plans may look like.
You know, RJ, no matter what the business environment may be, we're always there to sit down with our customers and talk about their future plans and what's going on with their businesses.
And that's one thing about Southern Bank is they're a community bank. They want to be your partner.
Partnering with our customers is a key to how we do business.
And Chris, you know, we talk about those interest rates being high, but the one good news out of that is deposit rates.
We have some great CD and checking account rates. Just give us a call and see what one of our personal bankers can do for you.
If you want more information about interest rates or those deposit rates that we just talked about, call Chris and his team today at 501-424-0900 or go online at bankwithsouthern.com. Southern Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, 2-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Jeremiah Matthews in Little Rock, Justin Sollers in North Little Rock, or Michael Ludwig in Greenbrier today.
And Doug. With Liberty Mutual, you can customize and save hundreds on your car insurance. But what to buy with those savings? Yep, I bought a sound effects machine.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's BABBEL.com.
Let's go.
You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only racing casino resort. Now, here's Justin Acree and Wes Moore on the Buzz Radio Network.
10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. Like, he doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him, but no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Todd's picking it up.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still even him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him because he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, now the picture connects. Never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds. The skill of an artist.
This is 20% skill, 80% gear, be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would've thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game.
I just found out one of the negatives of running the board and kind of running the show. Chris Alley, Average Guy Movie Review from Rock and Roll Sushi's with us. Christian Weaver. Yeah, I can't. I'm not anywhere close to being familiar enough with the board to run this board, do the show, talk, and eat at the same time.
You will be shortly.
Really? You think? I've already put my put the lid on my hibachi.
Yeah, normally you're like elbow deep into it right now.
I'm like, you go, Acree. Because he's going to rattle on for, like 5 minutes, and then I'll be like, okay, let me chew this up. I better say something for a minute. And I'll say a couple words. And then I'll let him get back to it, and I'll finish my sushi, and then we're good. Can't do that.
Different flow this time.
Yeah.
That's okay. You look good back there behind the board, buddy.
I am getting a little bit more comfortable. There's things that, I'm just like I just learned. I can hit fade. That music just will fade out now, and we're in the second hour.
Super fancy.
Yeah. I made it. I learned from a mistake. Hopefully that I never make again. I forgot to turn off one of the mics.
I heard that on the way here, and I was like, don't leave my mic on.
Yeah, I was so worried about getting into the break and then hitting fade, and then I just forgot to turn the mics off and
Did you hear
walked
anything
out.
Crazy, Chris?
No, I didn't hear anything crazy. No.
Well, we were outside the room. I'm sure you could hear some muffled voices.
Yeah, and it was.
And I'm not worried. I learned a long time ago to treat mics like guns. You don't, just be careful. Be very careful. And so at that point in my life, I tried to quit cussing, period. I was a lot younger and, whatever. Now, I'd cuss like a sailor.
Yeah, me too.
And then when you have kids, and I was just like, I don't want to do that. And so I just pretty much have taken that out of my vocabulary so I don't have to worry about saying that. That's the easiest way of being caught by a hot mic. Just don't talk, like a filthy sailor.
I'm in the restaurant business. I'm around it all day. It's hard not to talk that way sometimes. But yeah, I with my young kid, he's starting to like talk a little bit or babble.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're trying to be mindful of the words we're saying around him. We don't want his first words to be, something that we don't want it to be.
No doubt.
So,
Meet the fuckers.
Yeah, so we're trying to be intentional about that.
Over on the Southern Structural Solutions text line, this one from the 501. What would it hurt to try a little zone defense?
We have.
They tried it. Didn't work. You missed that game. Yeah. It worked for maybe about 4 or 5 possessions.
It worked for a couple minutes.
And then it became a disaster just like everything else. So they've tried it. Believe me, he's trying everything. He just hasn't found the answer yet. From the 501. Having kids makes you cuss even more.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you just play at this point pick your 7 most talented players and just play them no matter what the outcome is?
Well, I think he went through a spurt of that, and he tried that for a couple of games. Maybe the A&M game.
We won.
Well, they held on to win.
It's a win.
But it's a win.
Yeah, they won.
I don't think it's clear-cut who your 7 best players are either, though.
No, I would – all right, let me take a stab at this. Brazil.
Yeah,
and I think you saw in the
there.
second half last night, they did miss his rebounding.
Yeah.
He played better in the first half last night. I saw a little bit more aggressiveness from him. but he's still not anywhere
in the
where
top
he
7.
needs to be. Brazil's my starter, and then I'm going with 4 guards. I'm going small.
Mark, Devo.
Blocker. I want Blocker.
I like Blocker.
I just like what he brings.
And I like Davenport.
I do too. I think he's a shooter. He gives a lot of effort.
That's 5.
That's 5?
That's 5.
Well, then bringing off the bench is Caleb Battle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was in that role early in the season and was thriving on it, and you need offense coming in off the bench, and he does provide shooting.
And you probably need
sometimes he makes it.
Yeah, you need the what's
probably Mitchell. I would go Mitchell with size.
That's your 7.
That's my 7.
Yeah.
If
that 7 doesn't inspire confidence in me.
No, I think you can kind of rotate Graham with Mitchell.
Yeah.
Because Graham does have a post threat, and against certain teams. Last night was not the game because of the 7-footers, but although he had a couple of moves and a couple of nice plays, but. Graham's a liability on the free throw line. Once again, last night he goes to the free throw line and goes over.
But when I watch him and he gets the ball in the paint, that dude is unstoppable. I know he doesn't get a lot of opportunities, but he has great footwork, and I mean I think his game under the basket's impressive.
Yeah,
I do.
No, it's old school. I like it.
I like it too. I like his game, but yeah, his effort on the defensive side and his free throw shooting are lacking.
Yeah. Well, it's not so much effort on defense; it's his lack of size.
Yeah.
He gets pushed around, bullied around, because he's just. I mean, he's honestly not a center. He's a old school power forward. Honestly,
yeah, he should be a power forward, but that's like a dinosaur now. You can't do that now.
And right now, Brazil's the power forward.
Yeah.
He's really a small forward.
Maybe run some sets for Brazil and try to get him down low a little more.
I think the thing that holds back Brazil from being a small forward is he can't handle the ball.
No.
Yeah.
So he basically has to play power forward.
Guys, this is from JK. Guys, I'm a Steelers fan. Do they go out and find another quarterback, in your opinion? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're not going to roll with Mason Rudolph and
Kenny Pickett.
Yep.
Didn't it say a lot? What was wrong with Kenny Pickett in the end of the year and in the playoffs?
He stinks.
There was nothing physically wrong?
I don't know.
That Rudolph was still playing. I thought I saw that Kenny Pickett was healthy, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think
but
he was.
I don't think Kenny Pickett's your answer. I think that ship is probably sailed. But what is this? That was his second year?
Yeah.
It's hard to give up on a guy, and you don't necessarily have to give up on him because he's still under that rookie contract. But I think you, if that quarterback's available for you this year, if you can find one, go get him.
Yeah, it ain't Pickett, Trubisky, or Mason Rudolph.
No.
It's hard to play quarterback for the Steelers.
Russell Wilson?
Huh? That's not bad. I ain't even really thought about that.
That's not bad.
Who said this? I'm sorry, I can't find your name, but somebody asked. Let's move on. Who's the starting rotation for the Razorbacks baseball team? Hey, we're getting close.
Now, right?
We're getting close, right around the corner. Van Horn is speaking with the media.
Is that today?
Today? And I said that with a lot of confidence.
There, yeah.
Van Horn's going to join us next week, by the way. I've got that lined up. I was trying to get him for this week, either today or tomorrow, but he's going to come on.
What if, okay, I don't want to put this out there, but like if the Razorback baseball team doesn't live up to expectations, does the whole state just enjoy?
No, don't even go there.
Well, how do you not as a Razorback fan?
Because the starting rotation is going to be really good. Hagen Smith is your Friday night starter. He is already getting All-America love, not just SEC love, but All-America love. Then your number 2 starter is probably Brady Tigert. And we saw him last year on Sundays, was awesome.
Yeah.
And then your number 3 starter is the transfer from Texas Tech. He was Texas Tech's Friday night starter last season, and I think he was the Big 12 Freshman of the Year. And then as a sophomore, he was second team All Big 12. This is a legit third starter. I mean, their ace is coming to be Arkansas's number 3 pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we need when you get to that deep in the Omaha and the playoffs. You've got to have 3 aces, basically.
Didn't we have a really talented freshman that got hurt, but he's supposed to be back relatively soon?
That's right. D1 reported that last week, that they're just being cautious with him, bringing him along slowly, and won't be ready to open the season as a starter. Or they're just going to bring him along slowly, get him into a role where he can help. But
are they going to have bats on this team?
I guess that's the question. They feel like they do have, and it's a big competition at a lot of different places. Whether it's catcher, third base. I think Peyton Holt may be the third baseman. Stovall's at second. I think they got their shortstop. But
Diggs
catcher, they were
is
like
out now.
3 guys. First baseman, they were like looking at 2 guys. The outfield, there's like 5, 6 guys.
Is Kendall Diggs still?
Kendall Diggs
Yeah.
he's going to be one of their guys, one
Yeah.
of the sticks in the middle of that lineup.
Yeah.
And then the bullpen looks good too. I mean, no, this team, I guess it was D1 Baseball or Baseball America rated the freshman class that made it to campus the number 1 in the country. After all the recruits are signed, and then who makes it to campus instead of going to the draft and signing professional baseball, they had the number 1 recruiting class, and then they got some good transfers. So no, there's a reason to be optimistic about this baseball team, and it's just like every other year from for the last 6, 7, 8 years, the feeling is Omaha.
Yeah.
Now, will it be live up to the expectations? There's been some really good teams that didn't make it to Omaha, and then there's been some teams that you're like, I don't think they have it this year, and they wind up in Omaha.
Yeah.
Baseball's crazy like that.
Yeah.
Wes, one more before where are we? Yeah, we can start going on. Wes, tell us about Dylan Carter, the reliever from the Razorback baseball team. Would like to know what you think about him. Carter was one of those guys last year that came through the program and just blew up and was probably their most reliable reliever, like in the 6th, 7th, 8th inning situation. And then towards Tommy John had Tommy John surgery. I almost said towards ACL. That's his knee. But he had Tommy John surgery. Read a story about him. He is ahead of schedule. He is just following the doctors and doing what they say. But he is optimistic that he's going to be able to contribute and pitch this year. But he's another one of those guys. You're not going to see him in February in a game, and probably not March. But chances are he's going to have an opportunity to pitch this year.
Is that a full year recovery from that typically?
It typically is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
But he's trying to push it and maybe make it in 11 months, maybe 10. But Coach Hobbs, the pitching coach, also said, look, these guys all have futures. We're not going to ruin their pitching arm by pushing them a little bit too early for us. One more, 870. Gage Wood's still there? Yes. Yeah. Gage Wood's going to be either their closer or their 8th inning setup guy or a top 7. Gage Wood is a big part of their plans. Great freshman year. I think he got a little tired towards the end of the season, and some of his velocity and some of the snap on his curve started to flatten out a little bit and struggled a little bit down the stretch. I'm sure he lost a little confidence, but he'll be even better this year as a sophomore. As you go through the SEC one year, you are going to get a little better. So we got birthdays and entertainment coming up.
Yes.
We got the Average Guy movie review. You can go ahead and start calling if you want to jump in here for birthdays. Or no, actually don't, because Christian's going to have to do
I'll have to answer the calls. We already got one on hold. We just need one more caller. It's going to be for either Big Buck Classic tickets or Wayne Wilson concert tickets, which are in November. You can have your choice of one of those two.
Today's entertainment report is brought to you by Bell & Sword Gentlemen's Clothing in Conway. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram, or stop by Bell & Sword's new and larger location at 1011 Oak Street.
I'll just go ahead and put line 2 on hold, and I'll get your name in just a minute. Justin Acree says, Wes, we have a sponsored entertainment report on the Gangster Museum of America live fan feedback. So I guess maybe he's listening.
Didn't I just play it?
I think so. I guess maybe because we went a little longer than what we usually do.
Oh
well.
No, we
got
didn't.
to it.
We didn't. Well, maybe a couple minutes.
This is a very bad birthday day, by the way. Just 3 birthdays, but first we'll do the entertainment report. Britney Spears has allegedly been banned from the Four Seasons in Los Angeles after guests complained about her bizarre behavior and stripping off by the pool. So apparently she's been going topless to the hotel pool. And one of the strange things about this is the resort has been driven crazy by the pop star's antics for the past year. Britney was a longtime guest of the 5-star family-friendly hotel, which is just minutes from her $14 million mansion in Thousand Oaks. Why are you going to the hotel?
That's what I was wondering.
When it's minutes from your house. What's the point of this?
Maybe to get away from your husband?
Maybe.
Yes. About that, Britney even spent her wedding night at the Four Seasons with her best friend and manager, Cade Hudson, rather than her ex, Sam Asghari. I don't know how to pronounce his name. So apparently, even on her wedding night, she went to the hotel.
Wait, Kate
Wait,
Hudson,
what?
the actress, is her.
No, Cade Hudson.
Oh,
Cade
okay.
Hudson.
Okay.
Insider said she is a big fan of booking into the spa and beauty retreat, as the hotel has a huge indoor pool, massage, and treatments available for guests, but she's not welcome anymore.
And her money's not welcome either?
Guess not.
Wow.
You must be just wilding out there for them to do that.
Well, I think we know that Britney's been wilding out
Yeah.
from her social media posts. Oscar experts say that Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig's Barbie snubs will be remembered for a long time. Chris Alley, you saw Barbie.
I did.
Would you have gave it a nom for an Oscar?
Yeah,
Is it
I mean,
that good?
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I would, because it kind of spoke to society a little bit. I think it had a lot of implications, and it was the blockbuster movie of the year. I think you had to give it to her. You had to at least give her a nomination. You
It spoke to society, but wasn't overbearing about it.
I think so. Okay. I mean, I liked it. I gave it a 4, I think, or 4.5. I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Dave Carter, Turner Classic Movies host, said it's definitely not a good look that the Academy members left out Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie for directing and starring in a movie that's largely about how impressive women are often marginalized.
That's. I mean, there it is.
They did both receive nominations for their work in Barbie in other categories, at least.
Okay, so at least they're getting recognized for their work.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's important.
An American Airlines plane was reportedly forced to return to the gate due to high wind. A disgruntled passenger's smelly farts made him turn the plane around.
Stop it.
The big stink over the fraudulent flyer unfolded while a recent flight from Phoenix, Arizona to Austin, Texas was still on the ground, according to a viral Reddit post. Before most people had boarded, I observed that this man was audibly disgruntled about something, maybe hungover, rough day. But as soon as he sat down, he was grumbling about something under his breath, like effing hell or something. After the majority of passengers had boarded, the man reportedly exclaimed, "You thought that was rude? Well, how about this smell?" and proceeded to pass gas.
And it was so bad they had to turn the plane around?
Well, apparently it didn't get off the ground. That's what it looks like.
Look, I took a red eye from L.A., and the dude behind me snored so loud not the entire flight, but about 75% of the flight. But I never once thought, turn this thing around and land it and get him off.
Yeah, never.
I'm just like, God, this is miserable, but just get me home. Get me to Dallas, please.
That's crazy.
So an announcement came over the thing after people got in an argument over the guy farting, pretty much. Comes over, says, "Apologies for the interruption, but we were returning to the gate. We will give you more info when we have it."
What a jerk.
Yeah, they tell him to get off the plane, pretty much.
That's why we can't have nice things right there.
Oh, and sort of, I don't know if this is entertainment, but Justin Simmons is entertainment, and it's about sports, so here we go.
I'm listening.
Draymond Green, suspensions are cited for his omission from the Team USA. They released their 41 list or whatever, talking about the 41 players that could possibly make the Team USA.
Yeah.
And he was left out. Grant Hill, who is the USA Basketball Executive Director, said two-time gold medalist Draymond Green was left out of the player pool for this summer's Paris Olympics because of his suspensions. His contributions have been significant, and he is a real part of the legacy of this organization for excellence, but I think it's just in lieu of sort of what's transpired this year, we made the decision to not have Green on this list at this particular point in the process. So, he was left out. Also, Jalen Williams of OKC from Santa Clara was left out. He's really good. Very young. That's just an opinion, though. And that's it for today.
I think he should be left off.
Who?
Draymond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not.
You can't represent the country.
There's a standard.
Yeah.
And he's not meeting the standard on the court. I started, real quick for entertainment, Allison and I, started Mayor of Kingstown last night.
Is that
That's the one with Kate Winslet?
Is that on Netflix?
No, that's on, I think it was on...
oh, no, is that the one with Jeremy Renner?
Jeremy Renner,
okay,
yes.
that's that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other one, it's the mayor of...
Mayor of something.
Something.
But it's like
said-
M-A-R.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, her name is Mayor. She's not the actual mayor of the... But, yeah. And he's actually not the mayor either. He just runs the town.
What do you think so far?
I think we're going to keep going.
That's a Paramount,
Yes.
I think.
Paramount Plus yes, because it had commercials in it, and it may keep us from Continue.
I watched a Hulu movie last night with commercials.
My
review has commercials.
that is so, and that sounds. It just. I guess that's where we are these days.
Is there? Did you not have Paramount Plus and you couldn't watch it without commercials?
I don't know. I have to look into that. I don't guess we do. I don't know. In fact, I didn't even have the remote, and Allison turned it on, and we started it, and all of a sudden the commercial popped up. I'm like, "What is this?
Yeah, why are we watching?
What is this
These are
commercial?
commercials. Why are and it's like a 2-minute commercial break every 5-10 minutes.
That's how
On
Hulu was.
Hulu?
It's annoying.
You can buy the premium version.
Yeah.
And get it commercial free, but we don't.
On Hulu, I think it's dumb. It's like, why don't we just front load these informations or these commercials at the beginning, and get them out of the way so I can watch the whole movie uninterrupted?
Yeah,
Why don't we just do that?
I agree. I almost started Saltburn based off.
Oh gosh.
But I didn't. But
did you learn anything about that movie that made you not want to watch it?
No, I didn't even watch the trailer because I wasn't going to review it. I shouldn't review it.
Yeah, go into it blind.
Okay. Huh. Have you seen it, Wes?
Saltburn?
Yeah.
No.
You know anything about it?
No.
Okay. I don't either.
I've seen it. It's a wild ride.
Okay.
Hey, Christian, what do I play over here? Is it just the one that says birthday
Yeah,
only?
just that one because of
The other one's not on here, is it? I'm not going to
No,
hit
I
the
took
wrong
it off.
button. Okay, good. All right, we got. What are we doing? Yeah, we have our callers, Larry and Seth.
Yes, this is a very bad birthday. Just 3 birthdays today. Justin sent me more, but I vetoed some of them.
You vetoed some of them?
I vetoed some of them.
Acre-free zone.
Because I didn't think they were notable enough. I didn't think people would get them.
Chris.
Yeah,
Me
you
and Chris,
didn't-
is what you're saying. You didn't think we'd be
Well,
able to get it.
I
Who was
looking at the
playing
names and
today?
I'm like, I'm not sure I would get these.
Okay.
So,
All right.
I thought it was a good decision.
I appreciate you, Christian.
Larry, you will be with Wes. Seth, you will be with Rock and Roll Sushi's Chris Alley. This lady is a singer. If I had control of the button bar, I would play a song by her, but I actually don't
Type it
right
over
now.
here and
Paula
I'll
Abdul.
find it for you.
Don't type it over there.
I could sing it, but I'm not going to. She sung songs such as Girl on Fire.
Oh, Alicia Keys.
Yep, there we go. Right off the bat.
Boom. Good job.
Big fan. Big fan. I like
I
Alicia.
like Alicia.
Yeah, Alicia's dope.
Yeah, I like her.
She's super dope.
How old is one Alicia Keys, Chris?
46.
47.
43.
Wrong way.
2-0 lead
Oh,
for Chris Alley.
this is not going how I expected.
All right, this guy, the next two are football birthdays. This guy played football at the University of Idaho, and he played for the then Washington Redskins and then the Denver Broncos.
Art Monk? Oh, no. Denver Broncos.
You're thinking of
Terrell Davis?
Art.
No.
No.
Idaho.
He was an offensive lineman. He was part of the Hogs.
Jacoby? Mark May? No.
They were both on the line.
Yeah. He was part of the Hogs.
I don't know.
He's been on ESPN for quite a while.
Oh, Booger. No.
No.
He was on Ballers, the TV show.
We almost started that
Never
last
seen
night.
it.
Alice was like, what have you heard about this? And I was like,
I've watched like 2 seasons. It's pretty good.
It feels like a football entourage. Is that
Yeah, it
fair?
is kind of that.
Okay.
He was on the John Elway Denver Broncos teams that won the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure.
Wouldn't know.
Happy birthday, Mark Schler.
Oh, I know Mark Schler.
I didn't know he was an offensive lineman.
Yeah, he doesn't seem big enough to be
I thought he was a
offensive lineman.
linebacker. All this
No.
time I thought, or a
That's
fullback.
what
No,
he's saying.
no. I tell you, I thought he was a fullback.
I thought he was a linebacker.
He's a guard. Okay, last one here. This guy played linebacker in the NFL for the 49ers. In college, he played for Ole Miss.
Patrick Willis.
It is Patrick Willis.
Oh.
You can tie and or take the lead here, Westmore.
It's my guess.
It is your guess.
All right, so he is the only one I ever saw shut down Derek McFadden. D-Man. Now, they had another really good linebacker besides Willis at Ole Miss at that time. So that would have been around 06, 07. So I'm going to go with 18 years ago. He retired early, came out early. I'm going to go 38.
Chris Alley.
Oh.
Shoot. What's the score right now?
It is 2-1. Chris Alley has a lead.
30.
Come on, Chris, win it. I want you to win it. I don't want a tiebreaker.
I think it's 37.
Tie game.
Dang
He's
it.
39.
I knew he retired early.
Yeah.
So I thought he was younger than.
Yeah.
That's why I went.
All right, I guess the tiebreaker will be whoever gets closer to what year he retired in. What was the last year that Patrick Willis played in the NFL? He did retire pretty early in his career.
So he's
39. I would say, who's going first?
I don't care. Do you want me to go?
Yeah, you go first.
I'm going to say 2013.
2015.
It was 2014.
It was 2014.
I saw the look on Christian's face. I knew it was right in the middle.
How many Pro Bowls did Patrick Willis make?
All right. 2. Pro Bowls.
Pro Bowls.
Pro Bowls. Everybody makes a Pro Bowl. So I think you're off. Way off. I'll just one up you because I'm afraid I'd say like
put me out of my
7,
misery,
and
please.
it's right in the middle. So 3.
You should have said 7 because it's 7, but that gives you the win anyway.
Good for him.
Good job, Larry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chris.
Okay. I'll find a way
Sponsor always wins, right? I tried. I was wanting you to. I was wanting you to win. I didn't want to have to go to
you
a
really
tiebreaker.
laid it up there for me.
No, that was.
I felt like a Hog's performance there.
No, you were a lot
You got
closer.
a lead.
Yeah, you were a lot closer.
The Hogs don't ever get a lead and get off to a good start. That didn't. No, that felt nothing like a Razorbacks game. When we come back, we'll do the Average Guy movie review.
Yeah.
What is it this week?
It's it is called Self-Reliance with Jack Johnson. Came out Monday on Hulu.
All right. I need to find out about this. You need to find out about it. Stick around. Average Guy movie review brought to you by Rock and Roll Sushi is coming up next.
You know what I need, want you to see everything, want you to see all of the lights. Fast cars, shooting stars, all of the lights, all of the lights.
Coach Matt Zimmerman joins Randy and Rick on Drive Time Sports each week to talk all things college hoops, courtesy of the DHR Group of Sonic Drive-Ins.
This is Sports Center.
Arkansas lost to Ole Miss last night, 77-51 to fall to 1-5 in conference. That's the third worst record in the SEC play, as only Vanderbilt at 0-5 and Missouri at 0-6 are behind Arkansas. After the game, Coach Eric Musselman talked about Arkansas being outplayed.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's getting an opportunity. You know, like I said, I mean, point guard play, turnovers, you know, shooters are struggling shooting the ball. At the center spot, we had 0 defensive rebounds. So there's a lot of areas. It's not one particular player. It's not one particular position. It's across the board. We're getting outplayed at every position right now.
Their next game will be on Saturday as they host 6th-ranked Kentucky. Tip for that game is set for 5. Elsewhere in the SEC, Alabama knocked off 8th-ranked Auburn 79-75. Georgia beat LSU 68-66, and Florida beat Mississippi State 79-70. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse presents Match Game on Morning Mayhem. Listen for your chance to play their version of the classic TV game show. Brought to you by Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse, Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters for over 30 years. Call 501-568-0040 today or click online at arkansastruck.com.
If you lose your pet in Little Rock, do you know where to look? Our city shelter, the Little Rock Animal Village, houses over 200 animals, so they can't tell you over the phone if your pet is there. Please go in person to 4500 Kramer off South University next to First Tee. Strays are available for adoption after 7 days, so when you're looking to adopt, please visit the Animal Village. You'll meet all ages, breeds, and sizes, and many are already trained. Just a $90 adoption fee covers shots, neuter, and microchip at Little Rock Animal Village.
Big O Tires believes in straight talk. So what would you do with an extra $100? Shopping, road trip, steak dinner? Right now at the Conway and Cabot Big O Tires, get $100 instant savings on all Big O brands of tires with the best warranty in the industry. 3-year free replacement on road hazard conditions, workmanship, and material defect. Free flat repair, free rotate and balance, and roadside assistance. Save $100 now and get tires, service, and straight talk at the Big O Tires in Conway and Cabot.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a night of heart-pounding action. Pinnacle Fight Night, where warriors become legends. On February 3rd, experience the thrill of professional boxing as top fighters Carlos Nava, 10-0 with 6 knockouts, and Thomas Candyman Blair, 7-0 with 3 knockouts, defend their perfect records at the Maumelle Event Center as fighters from around the U.S. compete for victory. Don't miss the chance to be a part of history. Tickets are selling fast, so grab yours today at Eventbrite. Pinnacle Fight Night, where legends are made.
What?
Oh!
Josh, it has been one heck of a Thursday. Thanks for everybody that hung out with us today. Tomorrow, we are live at the Big Buck Classic. Who do we have? Dan Hampton, Danny West, Heather Baker. And Snakes. That's all tomorrow on the Friday edition of Morning Mayhem.
Welcome back to The Zone in the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio on the Buzz Radio Network with Justin Acree and Wes Moore. Average Guy Movie Review with Chris Alley is brought to you by Rock and Roll Sushi.
Why don't you get a job, Spicoli?
What for?
You need money.
All I need are some tasty waves, a cool buzz, and I'm fine.
Founded on great food and rock and roll, with 2 locations in Little Rock, one in Benton and one in Conway.
I want you to kill every golfer on the course.
Check me if I'm wrong, Sandy, but if I kill all the golfers, they're gonna lock me up and throw away the key.
Golfers! You Greek kid, not golfers! The little brown furry rodents!
We can do that.
Come rock with us.
All right, Chris, what are we doing?
All right, we're doing a movie on Hulu. Just came out this week called Self-Reliance. It's Jake Johnson. He directs it and stars in it. And do you guys know Jake Johnson?
Jake Johnson. Was he? I thought he's a country singer.
No, that guy.
No, that's Jamie Johnson.
Yeah.
Jake Johnson was in New Girl.
Yeah, he's in New Girl,
Which
and
is a
he's in
good
a
show.
ton of stuff. You'll know him. You'll recognize him. The cast is phenomenal. Let me just run through the cast real quick. It's Jake Johnson. It's Anna Kendrick, Andy Samberg, and then Christopher Lloyd, Wayne Brady, and then a bunch of other people that you'll recognize. But those are just some of the people. So the cast is jam-packed. The premise is pretty good. It's a comedy that's on Hulu. So Jake Johnson is
sorry.
So yeah,
I
it's
messed
okay.
you up.
No, it's fine. Jake Johnson is just a normal guy living with his mother in his like 30s. And
That's normal?
Oh, well, he's just an average, just a run of the mill guy.
average loser?
Yeah. He's just living with his mother. He can live there if he has a job, kind of thing. And Andy Samberg pulls up in a limo, and he gets selected for this TV show that's on the dark web. And the premise of the TV show is you have to survive 30 days of assassins trying to kill you. And they're all over the world, and there's multiple participants. But the catch is they can't kill you if you're with somebody. So if you're not alone, the only time they can attack you or try to kill you is when you're by yourself. So
that was our rule pledging.
Yeah.
As long as you were with somebody.
They couldn't mess with you.
They weren't going to kill us.
Yeah.
They were going to try.
Yeah.
And so you always had to have one of your pledge brothers with you at all times.
That's this. So he has this meeting with these people, accepts the challenge, and tries to explain this to his family. And they all think he's crazy, and they don't believe him. So the whole movie is him trying to explain to his family what's going on, trying to survive. And you as the viewer don't know if it's in his head or if it's really happening. So the whole movie you're trying to figure out if he's a schizophrenic or if he's really on a game show. And so he interacts with different people that are also in the show and his family, and he hires there's a great character. He hires this guy. He's homeless to like shadow him. So this homeless guy's just like with him this whole movie.
Okay.
He's a great character. I really enjoyed it. What the ending is not as climactic as I would like, but they did tie everything up and answer all the questions. So I appreciated that. So I enjoyed the movie. I recommend it's free. For me, it got 4 sake bombs.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many assassination attempts does he survive? If he survives, of course.
Yeah, he interacts with the assassins quite a bit throughout the movie.
Okay.
What's Wayne Brady play?
Is he an assassin?
No.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Wayne Brady is part of the show. One of he's part of the TV show.
Yes.
He's like a host. Like Andy Samberg, Wayne Brady, they play themselves.
Oh, okay.
So they're actually
I gotcha.
themselves.
Yeah.
So The movie's got a great plot, and the acting was good. I enjoyed it. I got some negative feedback when I posted it for some people saying they didn't enjoy it, couldn't finish it. So could be one of those where, it's kind of not your taste. For me, I thought it was funny and smart and really enjoyed it.
I'd like to see Wayne Brady play like a full movie version of the pimp that he played in Dave Chappelle's show.
That would be awesome. That would be fantastic. No, Wayne Brady's great. He was great in this movie. He wasn't on screen a lot, but
he's great playing himself. Mm-hmm. Good job, Wayne.
Yeah. It was good playing himself.
Hard role.
And it's just well written. I enjoyed it a lot. I feel like I say that a lot on these movies, but this one was one that it was 2 hours and it didn't feel like 2 hours.
Well, is it a drama or comedy? How would you?
Yeah, so it's a comedy, but it has some emotion in it. So,
but with assassins, is it?
No, it's not scary.
Oh, not scary, but drama. It's just running
the
around.
Kind of funny.
No, it's not that kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, it's it's lighthearted kind of assassinations. If that makes sense. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those.
What's it rated?
That's a great question. It is rated R. It's an hour and 29 minutes, not 2 hours.
Oh, minute and a half? Hour and a half?
Hour and a half.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, that's why I didn't feel like it was 2 hours, because it was only an hour and a half.
Wow.
Solved itself.
Breaking news. It doesn't feel like 2 hours. Because it's an hour and 29.
Yeah. So, I think it's a good watch for this weekend. If the weather's still rainy, it's a good watch. It's free. Got to put up with the commercials unless you pay for the premium on Hulu.
Well, it could have been 2 hours with the commercials.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was, Hulu, to be fair, it was only like 2 commercial breaks. It wasn't anything.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It wasn't anything outrageous.
And they're probably like a minute and a half.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
What was it you recommended last week?
See, you always ask me this, and I always forget because
I have to go to your Facebook page.
Yeah, I have to look
rating,
at. I had to look. It did. I enjoyed last week's movie as well. And
maybe it was
Fool Me. It was the series Fool Me Once.
Yeah, that was it. It got a decent rating.
Did y'all? Yeah, it was a 3.5. That's right.
Yeah,
did y'all watch it at all? Yeah, you watched it.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think?
We quit watching it. We didn't make it very far.
Okay. What did you not like about it?
I just didn't think it was very good.
This got a recommendation from Chris Alley and one of the higher ups.
Yeah. He liked it too, and I told my wife we started it.
Your wife,
she's laughing at it. She's like, "How much longer we got to keep watching?" I'm like, "They're setting it up right now. It's character development. Just give it some time." Mm-hmm. We gave it another little 10, 15 minutes. She's like, "Seriously?"
Did you give it an episode?
No, I gave it a 3.
No, I'm talking about Wesson. Did you?
How many episodes were there?
8.
I think we made it through 1. I think we did.
Yeah, it gets much better.
That's what I told her.
It does.
She's like, "Well, it can't get any worse."
It does get much better. Now, to be fair, when I watched the first episode, I didn't think it was going to be very good, too.
Uh-huh.
I probably should have said that. But, to be fair, when we started it, I was like, I don't want to watch this. And then I got into it. And it turned out to be okay, and then the ending really upset me. So you probably did good not watching it, actually.
Yeah. I do. Like I'm trying to remember the first episode and everything and how far we made it.
They're setting up. It's like it's the rich family,
mm-hmm.
and then the funeral, and they're kind of just building the story.
Yep.
And it's very convoluted. You don't really get it figured out until the last episode. So. The first episode.
Yeah, we watched more than one because we saw the police officer that he fainted or he passed out while he's driving.
Oh yeah,
and
I just didn't
gets
like
a partner and so
just didn't like it. All right, Wes is gonna quit listening to me.
We may be
reviews.
Harsher critics.
Maybe. Well, it's hard for me to. I don't know.
You know what's hard? It's hard finding something after you really find a series that you like. Mm-hmm. Suits for us. And after watching it for so long, and
mm-hmm.
it was, 9 seasons?
Yeah.
It's hard to replace it. The standard's up. We got to find something as good as this. Well, the problem is there's a reason why it lasted 9 seasons,
mm-hmm.
and now it's really blowing up on Netflix now that people found it and it's easy to access. It's good.
Have you watched Tulsa King on Paramount Plus?
We've been recommended that a couple times.
Yeah, I watched the first season. I think the second season just came out. First season was good.
Well, Allison doesn't like
for me,
violence.
It's got a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like a mob kind of.
Yeah.
I wonder how USA Network flew under the radar for so long, and they had good shows. Like Monk was a good show, Psych was a good show.
Wings.
Wings was on there.
Well, Wings was on NBC and then moved to
USA as a
I always just think of that
Um,
Family Guy with
Burn Notice was
Quagmire.
pretty solid. It's like they had a lot of solid shows. They just kind of flew under the radar somehow. Mr. Robot's good.
What was it? Was it Judging Amy? Was that on?
I think that was on regular Mike.
And then it
Nichols.
moved over to one of the may have been USA.
I stopped watching USA with wrestling.
I think
Was that Amy Brenneman that
Yep.
was in that?
I think it's a respect thing too. It's like, oh, it's USA. They can't be putting out anything good. You know, Netflix went through that at the very beginning.
Yeah.
When remember the first movie that came out, I remember thinking that, well, it's not any good, or it'd be out in the theater, not on Netflix. You know, Prime can't put anything good together on because if anybody, if it's worth a dang, they'll put it out in the theater and make a ton of money.
It's crazy how that changes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's rare. Like, Acree wanted me to go see a movie in the theaters. And to be fair, if you're listening, Acree, I watched the preview of that movie, and I just could not pay
What
for
was it?
I
forgot.
Anyone But You or any.
Oh yeah, the rom-com.
Yeah, it looks terrible. Does it not look terrible?
It looks entertaining.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, God, it looks bad. It looks so bad. I couldn't do it.
It's not something I would have went and saw in theaters.
Yeah. I had all intentions of going to review that this week, and I watched the trailer of it, and I was like, nope.
He just wants to watch it because Sydney Sweeney's in it. That's
that's why. I'm out. Yeah.
Over on the Southern Structural Solutions text line, Chris Alley, inquiring minds want to know.
Uh-oh.
Will Rock and Roll Sushi be back at the hall this summer with Cam and the Velcro Pygmies?
That is a wonderful question.
They were phenomenal last summer.
They were phenomenal. So, yeah, Hold On Hollywood, they've kind of broken up the band that was opening for them. So they're kind of going through a change in their situation. Now, Cam and the Velcro Pygmies are tied in with us through our charity events and all that. They are like, we call them the house band. So anytime we do an event, we bring them in for that event. So, we would love to do another event with the hall. So the chances of that happening are more yes than no, but I don't have any specifics yet.
Navy Mike writes in, we haven't heard from Navy Mike in a long time. He says, Wes is a cultured, well-spoken sailor. Oh, you're funny. I am offended being lumped into the foul-mouthed cretin stereotype of cussing like a sailor. I think he's joking. Yeah. Thanks, Navy. Good to hear from you. Glad you're alive.
That's one of his better takes.
Yeah. From the 870, except for well-spoken. From the 870, watched the episode of Suits last night with Louis Litt and his Wood. Funniest one yet. Yeah, I mean, Louis Litt was a great character actor.
He was a great
It's
character.
funny seeing him now in other things.
Yeah.
Because I can't get Louis Litt out of my mind.
I know. I want to get a shirt that says, you got lit up or something.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that.
Mug.
Yeah,
Get
I
a
love
mug.
that.
Those, I'm sure they're out there.
Oh, there's
they
no doubt
got to
they
be
are.
out there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's I miss watching Suits.
Start
It
it
could be
over.
one of the. That's what I was about to say. It could be one of those that in a year or so when you kind of forget, all of the episodes. Go
There's
back
a lot
and watch
that happens. I mean,
Oh, my gosh.
You could start it now and probably find things you didn't remember.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because there were some late nights after watching
Binge
football
it, yeah.
weekend that may have had something to drink, and I was like, I don't remember that one. Huh, that's weird.
Yeah.
All right, we'll wrap it up when we come back. Text line is open. Phone lines are open. We'll find out what's coming up on Out of Bounds. Stick around. You're in the zone.
It's me, let me rock you to the break of day. It's me, got time, but I don't mind. Just wanna rock you, girl.
Is your Oaklawn Thoroughbred racing action so close you can feel it? Or is it the view from your trackside luxury suite? However you like it, racing season is off and running at Oaklawn with live races every weekend through May 4th. It's fun by the furlong all season long. Make your reservations today at oaklawn.com. What's your Oaklawn? Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, it's Matt Zimmerman for Telco Federal Credit Union. Looking for your next truck and shocked by the prices? As a member of Telco Federal Credit Union, they can help finance your next purchase, whether from a dealership or from an individual. Telco can even finance your out-of-state funds, and if needed, they can help with vehicle values and negotiation tips. The local team at Telco Federal Credit Union will find you the right loan, the lowest rate, and make the process easy. Stop in, log on, or call 501-375-5321.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 15% when you buy 4 or more Purdy paint products. And there's more. Save 10% when you buy 68 or more panels of select OSB sheathing. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location, while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
If you're looking to move out of your parents' place, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive, which is good because your little brother has gotten really territorial. You're blood related. You'd think it would be fine to share food in the fridge. I mean, who writes their name on every individually wrapped slice of cheese, Tyler? Still, you've got to admire the commitment. So bundle your renter's and car insurance with Progressive and use the savings to help you move out and have all the cheese you want. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Hey Razorback fans, it's Quinn Grovey. Check out the new location of Bell & Sword in Conway. Suits, shirts, vests, also polos with Arkansas logo gear from Johnny O and Peter Millar. A store within a store with Arkansas-made Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. Fantastic service with a tailor-on staff to fit you perfectly. Go to the new location, Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street, Conway, or on Facebook and Instagram.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Christy Pettit in Maumelle, Matt Cooper in Russellville, or Madison Buse in England.
From the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio, you're in the zone. Want to get into the show? Call or text 661-1037 or leave a message on our live fan feedback. Now, let's get back into the zone.
Wrapping it up. Day 2 on the board for me. Feeling a lot more confident over here.
You look confident, buddy.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm still glad I have Christian back there as backup just in case I'm like, dude, what did I just do? Or, how do I pull this page up? And Christian, you made it easy by putting everything together on one page for me.
There hasn't been any, monumental failures yet. So.
No. We've been on the air.
Yeah.
We've played music. I've hit the brakes. Hitting the brakes is the most important thing.
This sponsor's happy.
You're happy.
I'm happy.
We've taken care of everyone.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be fun. I think this is a good thing for me to learn, just in case. Come on in, the freak.
Hey,
Joe Franklin's coming in.
Oh man, what's up, buddy?
What's coming up on Out of Bounds? Look at this. Count 1, 2. That's mic 3. I can turn that on, and bam, he's hot. He's ready to go.
Wow.
As a Steelers fan, let me ask you real quick. Give me your picks. Ravens. Can you root for the Ravens or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's not a problem.
No.
Because in division play, the Steelers don't have a problem winning division games. It's other games.
Yeah,
so 5 of their wins this year, 5 of their 10 wins were division games. So they went 5-1 in division, and they lost the other game 13-10
to the Ravens,
to the Browns.
So you swept the Ravens?
Yeah.
Wow. I did not know that.
I didn't realize that either.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, then keep Kenny Pickett. What are we talking about?
Then we had someone
What are we
ask,
talking about?
and all of us said, "Yeah, it's probably time to move." Now, I wouldn't probably just get rid of him. He's only been there 2 years, so I'd keep him around. But I would be looking.
Oh
for
yeah,
another
yeah.
option.
They're going to bring in competition. That was what Mike Tomlin said. But as far as they had a bad offensive coordinator.
Yes.
His first 2 seasons, and it even goes back to the season when Ben Roethlisberger was there.
That's true.
So it's kind of hard to judge.
Yeah. I agree with that.
to have that
Canada
kind of
was terrible.
success?
He may have been one of the worst.
The worst.
Yeah, yeah, no
in
doubt.
all of football.
Yes.
Even if you want to go to youth football, high school, whatever.
bad, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Coach Kelly was on one day talking about that was a struggle. It was bad. So all right, back to my original question. Ravens Chiefs. Who you got?
Ravens. I think the Ravens get it done. It seems like everything is lined up for them this year, offensively, defensively. Lamar's playing on a different level. Todd Monken has made a difference.
Yes, he has.
But the
Talking
Chiefs,
about coordinators.
yeah, but the Chiefs' defense, that's something to
Legit.
look out for because this is the best defense they've had in a while.
You know, you think of playoff football. What's it take to win? Defense, running game. Well, the Ravens are the best at both. They're the best defense in the NFL. They have the best running game in the NFL. That's a pretty good recipe right there. And, you know, they got a pretty good quarterback, too.
Yes.
Chiefs will need turnovers. They'll need turnovers.
And
to
they
win.
need Mahomes to be Mahomes. Besides their defense playing like they've been playing all year, they need Mahomes to be special.
So he will be that, Mahomes. It's about the receivers. Are they going to show up?
Yep.
We know Travis Kelce will.
Kadarius Toney going to be back.
They don't want him back. That would be the difference.
All right, Lions, 49ers.
Let's go Lions.
I'm going to go with the Lions in
Let's
this
go.
one.
Winning outright.
Yeah, winning outright. They have all the pieces in place to be able to get it done. And if Devo Samuel doesn't play, that's going to be a big difference in the Niners lineup.
You saw that last week when he went out. It was a struggle for a little bit. And I think it took them a couple possessions to readjust without him. They struggled offensively, and then the last drive they put it all together. Purdy had a big drive. I think some of it may have been the defense. I didn't like what was happening, kind of changed up that defense a little bit, but he got it done, and they got it done.
Now, they do have a lot of weapons. They have Brandon Ayuk, Chris Conley, who came out of nowhere. They have another receiver, Jennings. But, Kittle, you know, the obvious ones, Kittle, McCaffrey. But just thinking about the receiving core, some of the other pieces to the receiving core, they have some guys that are capable.
No doubt.
What's coming up on Out of Bounds?
Well, we have Todd Pierce, Nate Olson in. We're going to talk about the Razorback game last night. Let people voice their opinions and their complaints about it. And the season as a whole, where do you stand on it? And also, Jim Harbaugh, now the L.A. Chargers coach. So a lot going on there.
I was thinking this morning, Sarkisian at Texas is the only coach remaining at the Final Four schools.
Wow.
All three
That's
of them
crazy.
left.
I didn't realize
Moved
that.
around, retired, gone to the NFL. Pretty crazy. Stick around. Out of Bounds is next. We're live at Big Buck Classic tomorrow.
The Bucks are back at the 34th Annual Reliance Bank Arkansas Big Buck Classic presented by Oaklawn, January 26th through 28th at the State Fairgrounds. You could win a lifetime hunting license, a Browning A-Bolt rifle, or a $1,000 gift card from Hunter's Refuge. The Taka Hunting Gear Game and Fish Foundation free kids zone, including a trout pond, hoverball, Bwana gym, and more. Hunters, bring your antlers for your chance to win a Tracker Off-Road 800 SX from Bradford Marine and ATV. Rattlesnakes, chainsaw carving, birds of prey, monster trucks, and the Oaklawn Big Buck Chili Cook-Off. The Reliance Bank Arkansas Big Buck Classic presented by Oaklawn. Tree stands, clothing, RVs, ATVs, UTVs, ammo, and more. Hundreds of vendors with huge discounts. It's a Hall of Fame event and an Arkansas tradition. January 26th through 28th at the State Fairgrounds. Sponsored by Reliance Bank, Oaklawn Hot Springs, Arkansas, Bradford Marine and ATV, Tracker Off-Road, Hunter's Refuge, Remington, Taka Hunting Gear, Outlaw Beer, and 1037 The Buzz. Visit BigBuckClassic.com and Facebook for more info.